The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
You know, I almost ruined the goddamn intro by having my goddamn phone turned up all the goddamn way, and now it's going to start making goddamn noise, and I didn't want that to happen. So, boom, there we go. We turned it all the way down. Hello, everybody. It's me, and this is the intro to something. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. Welcome to Trick or Treat Radio, folks.
Zombies. You're listening to Trick or Treat Radio, starring the Deadites.
Welcome to episode 263 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is a phantasmagorical spin kick straight through the heart of pop culture, navigated by the Deadites. The Deadites are the world's greatest electroshock band. We destroy monsters, we drink booze, we win championship belts, and we try to podcast without one of our own.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
That was
And-
a hell of an intro, by the way.
Thank you. And currently two of our own. Where the hell did Raven Shadow
It's just
go?
you and me, buddy.
He was just here a second ago.
He's combing his fucking hair.
Oh, fuck his hair. For Christ's sake.
Whoa,
Somebody shave his butt.
Are you saying he's shave his butt? What?
Shave his head bald, for
Are you
Christ's sake.
saying we? What? You saying we should shave his hair?
Shave his head bald. Strap him down to a gurney. Fucking intoxicate him and then fucking...
Oh, I think he could do that fine on his own.
Yes. Oh, here he is. Hey, sit your ass down, Chong, okay?
What?
For Christ's sake. Look at you with your fucking hair.
it looks really nice, Raven Shadow.
Thank you, Johnny.
Yes, it's luxurious and full. Almost on an AJ Styles level.
He does have soccer mom hair. AJ
Yeah.
does.
No, he's
Yeah.
he's good here. Listen, I come up to fucking. Am I on?
Yeah, you're on.
You're in fucking cahoots.
With who?
I don't know. There's no one here. AJ Styles is really good here, man.
He does.
No, he doesn't.
Nah, he really is
does.
good. He has cool hair.
No, he doesn't. It
Yeah,
looks
he
like his
does.
fucking soccer mom.
No, I mean it's
And
stylized.
what's wrong with soccer mom hair?
It's not good for a male wrestler.
Yeah, it hasn't hurt him any, has it?
I guess not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at Bastion Booger. He didn't have any hair, and look how far his career went.
Yes.
So we are here, and we're missing a Mars man, which sucks. I think we're gonna hear from him at some point in the evening, but he is still in the hospital right now. So,
Yep.
I'll wait for he can update you guys if he's able to join us.
Why couldn't we broadcast live from the hospital?
Oh, we should have done that.
They wouldn't let us in with all the equipment.
Well, we could just throw out his equipment and just hook up ours.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
could
he
be
doesn't need
Well,
that
Raven
resuscitating
Shadow.
machine.
Honestly, the deal breaker was
Yep.
they don't allow pizza in the ICU.
That sucks.
Yeah.
If you're in
But they'll
ICU.
allow his Stimident
Yeah.
because
Well, he
it
doesn't
might
need-
be used for surgery at some point.
Well, he doesn't need his Stimident if he doesn't eat pizza. Doesn't get anything stuck in his
That's
teeth.
true. Yeah. That's why some days I don't eat.
Yeah, but it could be used for an emergency tracheometry or whatever.
Yeah.
Trigonometry.
Tracheometry, I said, you dick.
Quick, nurse, we need an emergency trigonometry.
Are you a doctor of thugonomics?
Yes, I had that in math class.
Meth class.
Oh, this is math class.
Yes, mathematics.
I'm in the wrong. Wow, what the fuck? This is what happens when Mars isn't here. We're fucked.
It's really not that any different than when he is here. It's just that
fair.
he doesn't participate in it.
Fair.
He just keeps his mouth shut while he listens to you ramble on.
And someone else named Onster Nero.
Franco Nero?
Yes. Yes. No, this is exciting. Is it possible he's going to break the streak?
Is it passable?
Possible. Yeah.
I can almost guarantee he'll be on at some point.
I don't know.
Streak will not be broken.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Well, I'm trying to make radio drama, Johnny.
Radio
What
drama.
I'm trying to do, like.
Radio drama.
Strike what I said. I don't know.
Who do you
what
think
I'm
you
talking
are,
about.
Orson Welles?
Yes.
Radio drama.
Will Dynamo Mars make it or not?
Is it possible?
Is it
200?
possible? Will the streak come to an end?
Yeah. Well, I guess it's not gonna. So.
We have some people hanging out in the chat room.
Hey,
And
cool.
Cecil says, no Dynamo, and it's right back to the Breaking Bad mentality. And we also have Julie Meow Meows is hanging out so far. We'll find out who else is around in just a moment here.
Yeah, Cecil. Julie Meow Meows. My back is killing me, man.
What'd you do to your fucking back, dude?
At work yesterday, I fucked it up. I don't know what I did. Maybe I farted too hard. I don't know. All I know is that it's my lower back and behind my right shoulder blade. It just fucking kills. And so I'm all hopped up on Doan's pills, Tiger Balm, fucking Thermacare patches all over my back. I look like a goddamn mummy in the back.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
You look like a mummy in the back?
Oh, wow, yeah.
What do you got?
I thought it was a diaper.
I'll show you.
Yeah, no. If your back's hurt, don't.
Shut up.
No, do a flip.
All right, fine. What is that thing?
It's a Thermacare patch.
Oh. Okay. It's not as cool as Mummy, but
No, but it doesn't matter whether I'm covered head to toe or just my back. My back fucking hurts.
I was kind of fucked up too. I actually had my own personal surgery the same day as Dynamo.
You were on personal 9/11.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't fucking compare and contract. You know what I mean? Like,
Compare.
Well,
and
how many
contract.
movies? Why? How many movies did you lose?
well, listen. No, I had to have an extraction. So.
Oh, you finally got that head out of your ass?
Yeah, still. 263, you're saving them up. That's funny. No, but it's actually so when I asked the dentist, and the medical professionals hate this question, I'm like, so when can I smoke again? And
That's the first fucking question. All right, well, we're all done. It was a success. Doc, when can I smoke?
Okay, so
yeah, I really want to smoke. It was I couldn't even drink the night before, so that sucked too.
Wow.
So how am I gonna I'm like, why?
All these sacrifices you make.
Seriously, I'm trying to be compliant.
all right. So you got a tooth extracted.
Yeah.
Did you like screw in a lit cigarette into the cavity?
No, I chain smoked like a motherfucker beforehand. I'll be right in.
And have like a row of lit cigarettes
Yeah.
like all up here, all pointing up this way.
Start without me. But no. So I'm like, Doc, I know you guys hate asking this question, but when can I? And he's like, smoke again? Yeah, I mean, he knows me.
He knows it too well.
He knows me. And he's like, at least 48 hours.
Whoa.
He's
Wow.
like, then he goes, I almost said 48 days.
48 months.
You're not
48
even going to
months.
make 48 minutes.
No, but I will tell you this because I was the fear of dry sockets. You can't have straws either. You can't have straws or any of that sucking, any of that kind of, ow, it hurts. Because it can cause these dry sockets, which I've heard is comparable to like childbirth. I've not had either, so I don't know to confirm. But here's the thing. Ready? I almost need a drum roll, Johnny. I went 3 days. Thank you. Thank you, Johnny. I went
Wow, everything about that bit just went totally wrong.
3 days.
3 days?
3 days.
3 days without a cigarette.
How are you here?
Yeah.
No wonder why I got those texts
Yeah,
last
that's what I was
night.
fucking angry. I was in a bad mood. What the fuck? I'm pissed off at everybody. Well, sometimes I had help, but no, I did. I part of my tactic.
Your what?
My tactic,
I don't know what that is.
like a plan, like
It's a reverse of a tic tac. It's
Yeah.
tactic.
Captain America has the tactics.
Okay.
Yeah, it's strategy. So I didn't go in my basement. I didn't hang out in the basement. That's where I smoke in the basement. So I stayed upstairs. I don't smoke upstairs. So
Made it a little easier.
yeah, a little easier.
Oliver must have been a little confused.
He was a little concerned. He liked having me home.
Yeah.
He knew where I was at all time. People drove by, thought they were going to steal our stuff. But it sucked because all my Netflix and DVD players downstairs. So all this
Oh,
archive
you
of,
couldn't Netflix and chill with yourself.
I couldn't. No. So I watched a lot of DVI Night Court episodes.
Nice.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
Um,
There you go. Some bullshitting for your face.
Yeah, enjoyed that. It was nice. New Hope came over. Had a special nice Saturday. It's a good day.
Yeah.
A lot of no, and didn't really get anything good. like ibuprofen 800 and like Tylenol with codeine. Not that I'm seeking, but I mean, like, if you're gonna get, if you can't smoke and you're gonna have something pulled out of you, give me something to get fucked. No one. Okay, I want to get fucked up. Fuck it. I'm better now.
Raven Shadow was desperately seeking smokes.
It was.
Yeah.
But no, it all worked out. Didn't really hurt all that much, so it was
And
good.
so why don't you keep it going? Why don't you stop smoking and keep it going?
He said 48 hours.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so if it was 48 hours, why'd you let it go 3 days? Why didn't you smoke exactly on that 48:01?
Because I wanted to challenge myself.
Well, you know what? If that's the case, then I say you succeeded. Tenfold, in fact.
That's nice, right? You know, I
Yeah.
didn't go anywhere, so I broke all my old routines of like going downstairs and leaving the house. But yeah, it's very weird. So yeah, so it's kind of we're all fucked up in the Trick or Treat Radio group, except for Johnny, he was fucking perfect.
Yeah.
He had a
So
hangnail over the weekend.
Yeah.
I did actually.
Yeah.
It's all that wheatgrass he's been eating. Or drinking. What do you do with that? Do you eat it or drink it?
I don't know. I don't know what wheatgrass is.
Fucking hippie.
No, because I don't know what it is.
No, I'm just calling you a hippie. God damn it.
Why don't you do yoga still?
Yeah, what happened to that?
Your fucking back won't hurt.
No, I know. I really haven't gone since the beginning of the year.
I'm sure one class is enough.
Well, I took a handful of classes, and they were all very challenging, and I loved doing it. You know, it was. I love doing it, but I just. I don't know. I mean, it helped. It seriously did help my back. That
MZ,
shit's for
whatever
real.
you have to say isn't as important as this. We're joined from the fucking emergency room. All right, not the
shit.
emergency room, but from his hospital bed, Dynamo fucking Mars.
Wow.
Real sick people doing real sick people things.
You sound
You
good.
sound good, but you sound like Barry White, dude.
Yeah, you
Holy
almost don't
shit.
even sound like yourself. You do sound good.
I have some stuff helping me talk, and I'm not in my hospital bed. I'm in someone's office where I'm not supposed to be. So I get.
This isn't Dynamo. It doesn't sound like it. It really doesn't.
He just
sound
had
like
fucking surgery on his throat, you asshole.
Yeah, I know. Hey,
What
hey,
a dumb idiot.
All right, now it is.
All right. Now I know that it's him. Now that I know it's him.
I'm in
I
somebody
don't
else's
know.
bed.
I mean, I understand that you have 3 tubes in your neck right now, and you have a device to help you talk, but you don't even sound like you.
I love you, Dynamo.
I thought you went to a good hospital.
Right.
Hi, everybody.
Well, so Dynamo is not sure how long he can talk. So, first up, Dynamo, I'll leave the floor to you if you want to give an update or whatever you want to talk about, man.
Well, no, I'm just Brigham and Women's has been A+. Every day, I literally have a conversation with Dr. Bueno that says, "Say something," and I do, and he goes, "Oh, look at that, you have your voice."
You should say Bueno Excelente.
I don't know that I want to. He's much bigger than I remember.
He sounds younger too.
Well, hey,
Well.
got a couple years back.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's true.
Maybe he stopped smoking too.
Yeah.
Raven Shadow stopped smoking for 2 days because of an extraction he had.
3 days.
3 days. Oh, sorry, 3 days.
Well, we're gonna work on that after that. I mean, because here's the thing. He's gonna work directly under me with some stuff, and he'll just die.
Whoa.
Like he'll just die in the shape that he's in.
Cecil,
Sorry.
I was just gonna say, Cecil says you sound like Liev Schreiber.
Thank you. He's in a good show. And a bad Sabretooth.
And Julie,
So he's run the gambit.
Ray
Really?
Dynamo.
I thought he sounded a little bit more like Phyllis Diller.
Jesus. And Julie says, "Is that Isaac Hayes?"
Say hello, children.
Hello, children.
Moonlight love it. So basically, that's got to be the ballsiest song of all time, right? He just fucking throws it out there.
Yeah.
For the rendezvous of me and you and you. Like no innuendo. Yeah, so basically what this device is right now, I have a temporary tracheotomy.
Oh shit.
which actually comes out tomorrow at 10 a.m. I think.
Nice.
And it's a tube that comes out of my neck. It's about the size of my. It looks like the maybe a little bit smaller than the front of like a pipe, like a not a like a weed pipe, like a old man Popeye pipe.
Yeah.
And on top of that is basically a thing that's like it's very low tech, but the I guess maybe the aerodynamics or whatever you want to put is very high tech. It's like a kazoo almost.
Huh. Okay.
So it lets me talk.
I almost feel like I'm there with you, just like
Yeah,
like,
right.
That was a good explanation of it.
Damn, dude.
So, and it's it was hard. Well, first of all, not only was the surgery a success from a personal thing, they are sure they got all the cancer out, and the margins, which I'm not really 100% sure what that means, to be honest, but I think it means the cells around where the cancer was, like, so if it had spread, or got into like a lymph node or something, my margins would be bad, but my margins are good right now.
Good.
He was worried about my singing ability because I do have a little bit of vocal cord paralysis, but I think that I feel like it's nothing too drastic, and I'll be able to work around it.
Nice.
But I mean, what I was saying about Raven Shadow and smoking, if you don't want to contend with how good a shape Johnny is in and how good a shape Tiny White is in, and even how good a shape the incredible Myra is in. I mean, Myra worked with me for a year, and I put her in a hospital. So, that's only a minor exaggeration. So if you're, if you're not, I mean, I mean, if you're being honest, throughout the one who's worked with me the closest on booking and stuff like that. I mean, I work with Johnny on a lot of media stuff, but he gets to go home. The one who has to deal with me all the time is Donna Matrix, and
Right.
she runs marathons and goes that people are shooting beanbags at her while she runs into barbed wire and does flips up fucking Captain America barricades in the mud. So she's the only one that survived. So Raven Shadow is gonna have to enjoy his time, or he'll die. Which I don't want. So I'm hoping that he'll see that.
None of us want that.
I'm hoping that he'll see the error of his ways and get in shape so we can promote things forever.
Thank you. It was a good test.
You can do it. I know your nerves were pushed, so that probably didn't help. But I have faith in you.
Thank you, buddy.
We got some folks in the chat room. Everyone got excited when they heard you, Mars. And Slagot says, "Mars, love you, man." We got Joshua Libres gave a very emphatic Dynamo.
Nice.
And then someone named, I don't know if I've seen this person in the chat room. His name's Brad Doy. He says, "Dynamo, I had to tune in to get that update. Got to head to work now."
Nice.
So Brad is excited to get the update. And Julie Meow Meows gives an 80s teen movie slow clap.
Nice.
And Cecil says, "Congrats, Mars."
Thanks, buddy. Thanks so much. I can never understand what that Julie Meow Meow thinks of me. It's been crazy, and I'm almost, I am about, I want to say 4 days ahead of schedule as of right now.
Wow,
Good.
That's great news, man.
Yeah.
So you're healing pretty quick. That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's kind of my only marketable skill, but they also are mad scientists here. I had said to Wolfie and some of the other guys that for a couple of days it looked like, and you can ask Chris McGibbon swung in and visited me the second day in, and you can ask him. I look like Dilbert had joined Weapon X. Like I was all. I had something going in my ding dong, two things going in my throat, something going in my nose,
ding dong,
down into my stomach. It was definitely a trial and tribulation, and I actually went. I finally fell asleep yesterday.
Oh wow! I
heard that you were having some trouble sleeping. Yeah, it's that thing up my nose. I think it just because it got me so sick the last time I had one, which was about almost 20 years ago now, I think. But I think it just creeped me out. So, and it's hard. It's in your nose, down your gullet, out the other end.
Ugh, yeah. Not fun.
So, but that's gone. They took a bunch of other stuff off today. I had sutures that I think I talked to you guys about them that were sutured to my chin underneath to like around my clavicle.
Yeah.
And is that right, biology? I only know that there even is a clavicle because of an Alkaline Trio song, so I'm not gonna say that. So because right around my just above my shoulders, and because of that, I didn't know the nurses here had faces for the first 5 days. But it was a perfect excuse to be looking somewhere else and not get in trouble.
Yeah.
But no, all jokes aside, I've been in hospital for long stays, and you know how you always say like that one nurse was like just so good, you know, like
The head nurse.
every single you bastard. Every single nurse here was so amazing.
Yeah.
I understand why this hospital is so renowned right there. Like they were really concerned and they were really proactive, and it wasn't just, coming in and I'll make a call. Like, for those of you not in the area, the hospital I'm at, it's called Brigham and Women's Hospital. It's part of the Partners Program with Mass General and the famous Dana-Farber Institute. And it's real nice. It's real nice, and its reputation is well earned.
Well, even aside from the fact that you're able to talk to us right now, it sounds to me, and I don't mean like the tone of your, I don't mean the sound of your voice. I mean the tone. It sounds like you're in good spirits, and that it's been a positive experience aside from all the negative shit. You know?
Very upbeat.
Yeah.
I mean, until I turned on the news about an hour ago, and then I wanted to jump out my window.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, I've learned not paying attention to what our commander-in-chief does is tantamount to losing, like Bill Cosby at a Girl Scout jamboree. Like it's just like it's not like it's when you find him, it's not good news.
What would happen?
It's I don't know. He's just to prove that he's a good guy and not a communist. He's just gonna stop poking crazy old Korea. So,
Perfect.
Yeah. So yeah. That guy's just looking for reason. The only reason he hasn't shot a missile at us is because he's so confused that he's been waiting so long for someone to do something to shoot a missile at us that he's like, there has to be something going on here. I don't really understand.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. Like, it's just terrible. Like, it's just not, like I could make analogies all night, but like it's that did bring me down a little. But then thinking of most importantly, what's essentially going to be October 12th through 15th at, at the Cove Music Hall at the the DCU Center has really got me through. Oh, you know what I did want to say? I didn't want to bring it up last week because I don't think I had opened everything. I was on my way out the door when I got them, but I got and I think I just might have thanked them for being very caring and very generous. But I got an amazing first Walt Simonson's Thor from our buddy Chromcast Josh, and that was awesome.
Oh, it's awesome!
Wow.
And then we got some new Paranormal Punchers T-shirts from Sheetsy. Nobody had game on these though.
Not yet. Not
That's
yet.
amazing. That's really cool.
Not yet.
Yeah, it was really generous. Like everyone here is so amazing and kind, and and it really like I don't ever wish anything bad on our listeners, but if you are in this area and you can go to a hospital, it's worth the trip.
Yeah, I've had some minimal exposure to them, and what I did have was very positive. So
yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
Raven Shadow, I didn't watch the movie this week.
I forgive you. You had some stuff going on.
You guys have something in common this week.
It's true. I could have watched the movie, but instead I watched Civil War 3 times.
Nice. That's a good day.
Corny just hopped on. And he says, "Oh, Mars is on. Hey, Mars." And then
Hey, buddy.
he says, "Mars, Evil Corny 2020 will make America sane again."
It's true.
If there is one.
We're gonna have like a Mad Max like campaign style, like, because things are not gonna be good. Things are not gonna be good. Not at all. Like basically, like our original campaign was gonna be us in nice suits smiling, and now it's gonna be me like riding like a dune buggy with a boar's head mounted on it, and like Corny naked wearing nothing but a nun's habit, like with his arms crossed, like yelling.
God.
Yeah. Sold.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, Mars Corny 2012.
Wearing a necklace made out of teeth and shit.
Yeah. Our campaign promises are gonna have to be things like no guns in Bartertown.
Yet there'll be nothing but gas masks. Ironically,
Right.
when you're having a post-apocalyptic world, there's nothing but gas masks available. Everything else is desolate, but gas masks are plentiful. Go figure.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would want one, but if you're running for your life, generally at the first part, you know, when your house is on fire and humongous and tow binder are flying up your front step on motorcycles, you're not. I really gotta go, but where's my gas mask?
Where'd you put it, honey?
You also have to think that all these people were. A lot of them were probably mechanics, right? In the first place, like really, you know, so they probably had or
Probably, yeah.
yeah, like fire people. So they fire people. Good one. You know, the people that put out the fires.
Firefighters.
Well,
Thank
at least make sure you got a heavy metal guitarist with flames shooting out of the neck of the guitar.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, you got to have that. If you don't have that, then what's the point of even trying?
Well, some guys
All right,
aren't
well,
mechanics.
he's in the bed over now, so when stuff goes down, he'll be ready. So was everybody else's week good? I saw Monster Zero hurt his back.
Yes.
Yes, I did.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah, I know, but the slightest move is what does it.
You know how he heard it? Wasn't humping.
No, I know that. Monster Zero, that scene, you know, that scene looks like the scene in Even Dwarf started small when Ombre doesn't want to get on the bed. Richie, come to bed. My foos is stifling. Come on, Richie.
Look,
My
me
foos
backs
is
and
Dyson.
hurting.
For anybody that has $2.99 to throw around, and that's a cheap rental in this day and age. That movie is on. I've got a Shelf Factory channel that's on Amazon now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
$2.99 a month, and you can watch Even Dwarf Started Small.
There you go.
Wow.
And that's a great flick, too. Highly
and there's
recommended.
There's my answer to I don't like movies like. I got I'm gonna watch Koshu because you don't like films that aren't like linear. Like, are you sure? My foos is stifling.
Joshua Libre says the October Magic is going to be moving from Fenway to Rock and Shock this year.
Oh,
It's true. Well, yeah, I don't know how much you've been paying attention to the October Magic at Fenway.
And Courtney says being black is killing MZ already. It's just been a week.
It's true.
Hurt my blackness.
I'm telling you, my brother.
Oh,
shit.
shut up.
You know what? I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. My body's got to get adjusted, you know?
Wow. We're sorry, Corny.
Hey, what are you apologizing to him for?
Well, for lots of reasons. Most of it involves Monster Zero.
Oh,
Right.
why? Why? Because you can't deal with a brother?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Look,
That's what it is.
Look, yeah, that's exactly what it is, Mars.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what? Me, Evil Corny, and a few of our other brothers are gonna come up to your door,
Uh-oh.
and we'll teach you. We'll teach
Well,
you.
I'll let you in.
It's going to go up to his door? That's it?
Yeah, we're gonna go up to your door, ring it,
Yep.
ring the doorbell.
Then I'd like to break bread with you. Well, at least Corny can come in. Just Corny can come in.
Is this another post-apocalyptic reference? Are we doing Purge now? Is that what's happening?
Mars, Julie Meow Meow says, keep your bwahaha healthy, Dynamo.
Well, that is my boy. Haha is still healthy.
Boy, how hard.
Yeah, it is. I'm down to 220. I'm pretty happy about that.
Nice. I thought you were down.
Wow, really?
I thought you were down like 215 last week, or is that?
No. That's what I was saying. That's where I'm going.
Oh, okay.
I was down to. I had lost 15 pounds.
Maybe that's what I was thinking. The 15 pounds.
I actually could be wrong about all that. I know that I'm heading towards where I want to be at 180. So
Well,
I've made some leeway, so I'm probably lower.
Well, kind of sucks the reason why, but hey,
That's a hell of a weight loss
if
program.
it
Yeah.
if it adds.
Yeah, I started earlier though, so you know, it was a tiny bit me work and a little bit me work lobbed on the fact that I had lost some weight without doing anything. So I was like, I better get on this train.
Well, how much does that cancer weigh?
So, not very much, I guess.
What's the weight of cancer?
Yeah.
No, we can joke because you got the motherfucker.
Yeah,
It's,
I know it's going to get me about 5 weeks away from that nightmare hell job, so that's fine.
There you go.
And you still only come visit me with like a fucking appointment that's booked 9 days out.
As long as he doesn't have to drive out of his way.
Can I ride with you, Johnny?
I'll be there at 3:15 on August 24th.
I'll take the dog out. With my parents.
Corny says, "Sorry, I forgot his name is Toby." MC.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's Kunta Zero.
Oh
okay?
no!
Wow.
No!
Wow.
No!
Wow. I mean, Malcolm Zero. Okay, that's one thing.
Malcolm Zero.
MZ is drinking. This is almost 2 liters of fucking peach tea.
Is that what's hot in the hood?
That's right.
Is that all the
that's
bangers are drinking?
That's my 40. That's my 40 right there.
You're gonna kill Dynamo.
That's the most
Stop it.
Caucasian 40.
See, you're gonna fucking kill him.
Nurse!
Stop it, nurse!
Nurse!
Dynamo, calm down, dude.
That's not funny. It's
fucking
probably
thing.
bad.
You do realize that I'm in the hospital, right? If
This is mine. This is my tea.
Yeah,
there's
that's
not a
his tea.
Cautionary tale.
Yeah, and here's his water.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't give me your crap. You got
but you can
tea
drink all
and
the-
water.
That's the thing about water. You can drink all you want.
Yeah, sure.
If he had 2 fat midgets, put it like fucking give him like take water out of the bathtub, it'd be okay.
There's 600,
No one.
there's 600 calories in this, MZ.
Oh no, what am I gonna do?
You gain more fucking weight. That's what you're gonna do.
Aw, kiss my ass. Kiss the fattest part of my ass. You think I give a
Which
damn?
part? The whole thing?
Yeah. Somebody call a scientist.
Let's see. 120 per.
I'm gonna make Monster Zero great again.
Was I ever great to begin with?
Let's hook him up with Diet Coach.
I know you laugh at it, but there was a time when you never left your house, probably never had pants on, lived with your parents, and only watched horror movies, pornography, and professional wrestling.
Well,
Hey, come on! I was 30.
I don't care. I want that life now.
well, pornography's great, as MZ said last week.
Pornography is fantastic.
Why?
Why? Because I could imagine going through being laid up in a hospital bed, surrounded by 5 nurses, and I've seen that shit go down in porno movies, and that shit can happen.
Oh my God! Does that happen, Dynamo?
No.
Despite how Dynamo might try.
No.
They put it on the
This
TV,
is-
see if it gives them ideas.
The male
This
nurse
is-
comes in and says, "Hey, do you ever get freaky with that thing?"
My male nurses were just as attractive as my female nurses. It's weird. It's like this place is staffed at the WB.
You look like Gauze? The Gauze?
No. One of them looked like young Brian Danielson,
Ooh.
and one of them looked like Matt Seidel, though.
Nice.
Yeah, it's okay.
Nice.
Cecil says Dynamo sounds like Liv Schreiber ranting at someone on set like Christian Bale, but calmly.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not going to rant at Monster Zero. That doesn't work. I don't know what will work. I'm going to have to drug him and take him into the fucking Outback, John Jarrett style.
Outback Jack over here.
Yeah.
Hey,
Tie his
hey.
kangaroo down sport.
Not back jack off.
Wow.
So anything else good happened this week? Any nerd stuff I might have missed while I was
Oh,
offline?
the new Mr. Miracle comic dropped. It looks really
Is
dope.
it good? I want to get one of those.
I love the art. It's written by that dude, somebody King.
Stephen King.
Yeah, Stephen King. Who's that fucking guy with the words in the paper? Either Tim King or Mike King. He did the Vision
Kerry King.
series.
Right. Yeah. I do know him. Actually, Jake, he just read that Vision series.
I heard very positive things about it.
He said so.
But no, the art is really dope and really kind of funky. You know, as Barda, Orion. Yeah, I think you dig it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for it.
What else was there? I think there was some. Oh, the new the trailer for Mother, which is Darren Aronofsky's new joint drop.
Yeah, that looks pretty
Mother.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Looks real good. And I binge watched today. I binge watched Wet Hot American Summer 10 years later.
Jeez.
Well, it's better than Fuller House, Dynamo.
That's true. Well, I do like Wet Hot American Summer. What I've seen, it's just that it's just so new, and the fact that you've used it all already, like, that's very telling to your iced tea for liquidities.
No, I did it today. It's very telling of the fact that I had a hard time moving, and I figured since I'm being stationary, I might as well watch the new series. You know,
Right.
so and that's what I did. And it's with me, it's one of those shows where if I watch one episode, I got to watch the whole thing. And I love Wet Hot American Summer, and so I watched all 8 episodes today. You know, good time.
They an hour apiece or half hour?
Half-hour piece.
Interesting.
And Julie Meow Meow says, "I've heard Dark Tower movie isn't so great."
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
Slakoff liked it. He's the biggest Dark Tower mark I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's the only Dark Tower mark you know.
No. There's a lot. Mars is a fucking Dark Tower mark.
Yeah, I don't know if you were paying attention to the Immortal Gunslinger or nothing.
Who's that?
No.
I guess I just slid that one in.
Cecil does say he gives Dark Tower 9 out of 10, 93 minutes long. Give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, I'll see it. No one's reviews are going to. I mean, I'm still jonesing for the Mummy, so no one's reviews are going to change my mind if I'm interested. So, you know, like I like subgenres of films that aren't very popular in 2017 because we're so outwardly politically correct a lot of time that there's so much wrong with the world that we try to micromanage things that don't really matter. Mm-hmm. You know, so I'm still really interested in the like kind of men's adventure genre that has some, you know, kind of slantedly sexist tropes, you know.
Yeah.
But in regards to the Dark Tower, I love that series so much to a point that, and I love the casting a lot too, that I was just super jacked to see it, you know. Like I did see the bad reviews and I was disappointed, but what are you gonna do?
Corny says he liked it.
Cool, yeah.
And MZ, who is? I know we lost a couple people recently. One of which you just posted on the Fib. It was the actor.
One of which you just washed down with 10 gallons of iced tea.
It was the actor who played Godzilla.
Yeah. Haru. Oh Jesus! Now you don't even think of the last name. It's Haru Nakajima, I think his name is.
Yeah, the guy who played. Was he the original one?
He was the original Godzilla. Yeah.
Haru Nakajima. Yeah.
Nakajima, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That was that. Well, you know what? He was 88. You know.
Oh, I know.
You know, that's not too bad. You know. Yeah. But the original Big G, man, and he was around from the beginning till like sometime in the 70s. He did like 12, 13, 14 films, and you know, he brought that monster to life. You know, even though it was just a man in a rubber suit, and everybody knows it was a man in a rubber suit. You know, there's a certain kitschiness about it that he really put into the character, and
Sure.
and it got more and more kitschy as the years went on because it was dead serious. The first film was dead serious, and as the series went on, it became more family friendly, and made Godzilla, what we know of him, what a lot of us know of him now, and that was a big goofball, but we still love that goofball, and like I said, he brought that character to life, and he was at Chiller a few years
was he?
back.
Yeah?
He was at Chiller a couple years back.
That's cool.
Not too long ago, 2 or 3 years ago.
Did you get a chance to meet him?
Me, no. A lot of my friends did though, and they were more than ecstatic to have met him. And the guy was like 85 at the time, I think, when he got here. So, but it is a shame, But like I said, 88, that ain't so bad, But what are you gonna do? He brought the character to life, and he had fun doing it, and we all enjoyed watching him do it. I enjoyed watching him do playing Godzilla on Creature Double Feature. On Saturdays. Remember from 12 to 4.
Yep.
And that was the best time, man. All Godzilla flicks and
56.
Rodan and King Ghidorah and King Kong and all this other stuff. And it was just great stuff. But yeah, Haruo Nakajima, it's a shame.
Well,
Yeah, that's I was pretty upset about that too. It's but I mean, it's a thankless job too, right? You know what I mean? Because like everybody knows Godzilla, but nobody knows why, and he's for our generation why he's the equivalent. Though this isn't on point because Tom Baker's face and outfit is so synonymous with Doctor Who.
Right.
He was our Godzilla.
Yes.
Because we didn't, they didn't show a lot of the first 2 black and white ones a lot, and it was the more goofy, kid-friendly ones, so.
yeah.
Well, yeah, and I think he should have gotten a lot more recognition as being Godzilla than he got. I think the idea that Kevin Clement brought him over to Chiller and say, hey, we want our fans to meet you. You got a huge fan base. It's about time you got the recognition you deserved. And so he invited him over, and from what I understand, he did very, very, very well. So
It's good.
which is excellent news. It just goes to show you how strong his fan base is and how strong of an impact the character that he played, for generations. I mean, he only played it for 20 some odd years, which is a good stretch, but the character that he played went for generations and generations, and people from 10 years old to 90 years old knows Godzilla.
Yeah.
So it hit hard, but he did good. That's the
He
only
did
one.
good.
He did great.
And speaking of Godzilla, Shin Godzilla just released in America this week
Yeah.
on Blu-ray and DVD.
Yeah,
So
everybody's got a copy
know.
except me, for Christ's sake.
I know a lot of people are checking it out. A lot of people aren't liking it, but I think obviously we talked about it about a year ago now, and I think the cultural differences really. I think that's the thing that we have trouble grasping is a lot of the political stuff going on in that movie,
Yeah.
But some of the Godzilla stuff's fucking great.
Yeah, I mean, I had someone who came in the shop today complaining about it, and it was like, well, do what you want. It's a fucking Godzilla movie, not for nothing. But I had fun watching it with Tiny, Johnny, and
Couple two-tree dudes?
Two-tree dudes and Dynamo on the big screen. Laughing. I mean, some of the people stuff kind of,
Well, you just hit on the problem. It kind of wasn't a Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, I did like it. Like it's not gonna bother me. It's always for me, unless this launches 25 more Godzilla films that are similar in tone to this. This is always going to be like the Lazenby John movie, Bond movie.
Oh yeah.
Well, fellas, I am literally turning into a pumpkin.
All right, Mars, man.
Yeah.
You definitely stuck around a little bit longer than I thought. I know you said you weren't sure how long the voice is going to hold up. So
Yeah.
it was he's dying now, folks. No, it was definitely awesome just to have you on for a bit. And
Thank you for taking some time for my old ass.
of course, man.
Keep the streak alive here. So
Yeah, and it was great having you on and just catching up, and we'll see what happens next week. Obviously, I know you'll be out of the hospital, but
yeah.
we'll see.
I might stay close to the house, but I'll definitely be around. Is next week the Wednesday Night War?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Aye. Out of the frying pan.
Yeah, exactly. Well, just you worry about you. Get healthy, my friend, and. It was great to hear your voice again. I know there was a lot of trepidation about this whole thing, so I'm glad that things went well and are from all reports going better than originally thought.
All right, yeah, they are, and thank you so much. And I just can't thank all of you that are in there, and the Deadites, and everyone that live and downloads. Enough. I had a team of great surgeons, but I definitely had an army of you guys helping me, get to the other end, get to the other place that this was, So,
Yeah.
it was, so I can only thank all of you.
And Cecil says, thanks for bringing the best news, Dynamo.
Thank you, Cecil. Thank you very much. And remember, children, wherever you go, there you are.
All right, Mars, man. Thanks so much for checking in, and we'll catch up with you next week. Oh,
you, buddy.
there you go. So you hung up on me, the son of a bitch.
Is that a flat line?
Oh, shut up. We don't need any more
Nurse!
we don't need any more cliffhangers, all right?
Will it be in next week, Johnny? Well, then the streak be broken.
Was that a flat line or was that Skype hanging up? Find out next week on Trick or Treat Radio. Jesus Christ. All right, so we need to head to break in just a moment, but do you guys want to do intros? Is it too late? Raven Chow, you need your intro?
No, we should do intros. That's people like that.
Re-intro?
No, you like that.
I'm speaking for the
People
hate
like
it.
that. All right, I am Johnny Wolfenstein, the pencil pusher and producer of media for Trick or Treat Radio, the Deadites, and the Grand Guignol Network. One thing I never talk about myself, Raven Shadow,
Yes.
I don't really like to do it, is I also host another podcast with our mutual friend, Dr. Joey Tron.
Yeah, you do.
It's called the Outside Corner Fantasy Baseball Podcast. A lot different than what you hear on this show, but it's still ramps up the ridiculousness to 11. So if you don't like fantasy baseball, we've gotten some feedback from people who don't even know anything about baseball and listen to it and enjoy it. It's as we say, it's one part The Onion, one part The League, and one part Sports Center. So if you're interested in something else, check out the Outside Corner Fantasy Baseball Podcast. You can hear how bad Monster Zero's team is every week.
Nice.
He did have
true.
a 12-game losing streak.
Yes. My record is like 7-28 right now.
It's bad.
It's real bad. I am awful.
Well, it's a
this
marathon, not a sprint.
year. Oh, God. If it was a sprint, I'd still be in last place.
So I don't often talk about that. I figured I'd just mention that. We also have the vulgar guru of horror, star of Blood Pigs and Fetus, one-time contributor for Horror Hound magazine, and also will be featured in the upcoming film with myself, Raven Shadow, and Mars. All four members of Trick or Treat Radio are going to be in the Brian Paulin flick Septic. We have Monster Zero.
Yes. Hello. And I'm dying of old age.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. It's just going to take a while.
Just can't think of anything better to do.
Well, that's just a thing you got to understand. And I've noticed this. It's like the second you're born, you're already dying of old age. It just takes a while.
Huh. Well, that's awesome.
Is there a point like when the moon when you have
Don't
the moon,
stretch this out any more than it needs to be, Johnny. Just continue with the fucking show. For Christ's sake. Don't be so over-analytical about it. Jesus.
All right, fine. We also have the chain smoking, hand kissing, baby shaking, lorazepam loving, former comic book reading nerd, and the official smoke chamber for Castle Wolfenstein. Oh, and he also happens to be the pimp of promotions, Michael Ravenshadow.
Thank you, Johnny, and don't forget the Italian rapscallion.
Oh yeah, I gotta put that on there. Jesus Christ!
No, the
you need your
Italian
own-
scallion, not the Italian rapscallion.
No, it's rapscallion.
Oh, now it's rapscallion.
No, it always was.
No, it was Italian scallion. I came up with that. Don't
Yeah,
bullshit on my
and I
parade.
came up with the better version of
but
it.
Johnny had the good
That's
one.
not a bullshit. Yo, fuck off.
The good one. Turn his mic off. He's the pencil pusher and producer.
Oh, shut up, Chong. Okay.
And that little program you do, Johnny, you guys do seasons.
We do, yeah.
That's how they do it.
Do you like that? You like seasons?
Seasons, yeah.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
So, Raven Shadow,
Yes.
Can we get Mars back on?
you sit down to watch this movie.
Yes.
Maybe.
Well, I was doing a lot of other things, but before I could sit down, it involved other things for me to do.
What do you do to prepare to watch 68 Kill?
I try to find out what the movie's called. Then I'm looking around. I'm looking around for the right mobile media
You had trouble on
device.
VOD.
I had, yeah. So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm trying to click here. Do I click there? I don't know. Whatever the fuck. Monster Zero's not helping. Dynamo's in surgery.
Why didn't you ask me?
I did message you.
You didn't message
Play back
me personally.
I
Wait a second. What do you mean I didn't help?
You didn't help. You just said one word.
I said, oh, for God's sake.
You didn't say, "Can I come over? I'll bring it. I'll help you watch it. You can come over and watch at my house." But I did text. I texted before I texted you all something else last night, which was much longer. But I tried to.
You didn't text me.
But I feel you all use like aren't all your things on one device? It's kind of like my internet is everywhere. Isn't that you have like your thing, this thing?
Text gets through a lot quicker than other things. And then by the way, you were messaging at like midnight, right?
Earlier. There was one message after midnight.
Oh, okay.
This message was earlier.
All right, well,
All right. So now that's the thing. Did Raven Shadow go over to Monster Zero's house? Did Johnny get back to Raven Shadow? Did Raven Shadow watch the movie? Stay tuned after the break to find out. And then strap on.
Do you love a scary story? Do you love to dance? The Big Scary Monster Haunts at Midnight is a collection of dark songs about sex, love, death, revenge, and the end of the world. Brought to you by the world's greatest monster hunting electroshock band, the Deadites. Available on iTunes, Google Music, Amazon, CD Baby, and all other digital distribution sites.
This is Matt Kennedy of Astron 6. You might know me as Manborg. You might know me as Father John Sullivan in Father's Day. But what's important right now is that you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
Oh, delicious nerds. Ms. M knows you like to chat it up with other sexy shut-ins about comics, movies, video games, and your favorite TV shows. If that sounds like you, cuddle up to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group, or the FIB. That stands for Fan Interaction Board. Just go to Facebook and search for Trick or Treat Radio and have more fun than a Jedi at a lightsaber sale. Not enough? Watch us on YouTube, The Deadites TV, all one word. Last but not least, check out the world's most dangerous talk radio show, Trick or Treat Radio, at trickortreatradio.com.
I can tell you I'm never coming back on this show. Especially now that I did that thing that you just made me do. Which I will be sending you an invoice for.
And we have returned on Trick or Treat Radio. And we're about to talk about a flick called 68 Kill. Now, this flick was released in 2017.
That's right.
It is 93 minutes. It is a comedy crime romance written and directed by Trent Haaga. And Trent has worked on some other flicks that you may know, such as Citizen Toxic, The Toxic Avenger 4. He wrote that. He wrote Cheap Thrills. He wrote Dead Girl. And I believe there's a...
But this film that we're doing is only his second directorial effort.
Yeah. He's mostly an actor and a writer.
Yeah.
But yes, this is his second feature film. The first one was called Chop from 2011, which I'm not familiar with. Have you seen that, MZ?
No.
So yeah, it came out in 2011, and it's the same thing, comedy horror. It's a comedy thriller, which this is as well. And he also, I don't know if I mentioned Dead Girl. He also wrote Dead Girl as well. Okay, cool. So he's worked on some. I mean, the stuff he's written has been interesting. I won't say, like, I liked most of those flicks actually. I liked. I thought Citizen Toxic was good.
Oh, I love Citizen
It was
Toxic.
better than the second or third one, I believe.
Oh yeah. I think everyone will agree with that. Even Lloyd would agree with that.
Yeah. So he's worked on some interesting stuff, and this is his second feature, and it also, the film stars Matthew Gray Gubler, Anna Lynn McCord, Alicia Bowe, and Sheila Vond, who was in Girl Walks Home Alone at Night.
Yes,
she was the lead in that.
Yeah,
and it's got several other folks, but those are the stars in it. And the synopsis we have is very simple. A punk rock after hours about femininity, masculinity, and the theft of $68,000.
Yeah.
Pretty accurate, I suppose.
I suppose, sure.
All right,
That'll work.
I guess we'll have to wait for that cliffhanger a little bit longer if Raven Shadow saw the movie or not.
Right.
So this was an interesting flick. And definitely sort of as it states, a comedy, crime, romance, even some thriller I would put in there as well. And it starts off, we have Chip, who is the lead and also the boyfriend to Liza.
Mm-hmm.
And Liza's kind of a very domineering girlfriend. You get that sense right off the bat.
Oh yeah.
Especially with the bruises he has on his face.
Right.
And then they proceed to have sex, and she punches him in the face several times. Rich Hour was waiting for the cliffhanger.
Yeah, she's really. I hate to use the word. I hate to use the term bossy, but she's much more than that. She's just. It's like you said. She's very, very domineering, very violent person. Very demanding.
Girlfriend Zero?
No. We're talking about the movie Rain Shadow. We're going to watch it here as well. We'll put it on the studio
That's good.
as usual. And so it starts off interesting. And we have, this character Chip, who is obviously very kind of subservient to his girlfriend and kind of whatever you want, baby, whatever you want, that kind of deal.
Yeah.
And this film sort of, it reminded me a little, well, I'm not going to compare the films, but in subject matter, it reminded me a little bit of Let Me Make You a Martyr, where we saw a lot of the worst of people. Okay. And, we see the character Liza, who's the girlfriend at the beginning, and she's going off because she has a sugar daddy, she's going to see her sugar daddy to get some money. And obviously it involves having sex with him. And, we see a lot of that throughout this film of sort of this, these people struggling to get by. And I think that's a very apt sort of technique here, because as we'll find out, this movie is really about $68,000, which is, like was a pretty decent annual salary, right? Would you guys say, like, if you were making
a great annual salary for me?
Yeah.
If you were making $68,000, that would be okay, right?
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'd go to Boston Con.
You go to what?
I'd go to the Boston Comic Convention this weekend, and
Why?
Because I would have money.
Oh, okay. I'm going.
You are going?
Well, I'm working for Michael Neal.
No, well, you could have. What days I could have helped you.
He asked me. He didn't ask you.
Yeah, but you didn't say I was available.
You needed one person.
Michael, call me.
So I'll be there. I'll be at the booth. I won't really get to enjoy it. So
Fair. We can go on break, right?
sure, I can go on break. So Raven Shadow, did you see this movie?
Yes. What I liked was the opening scene and when she got out of the bed with the
That's what we're watching right now.
shorts. Well, this is the start of the discussion. I feel that's the thing. And listen. Here's the dramatic moment we've been waiting for.
Christ.
Corny, I tried really fucking hard, man. I did not see this week's film.
All right.
I was too worried about Dynamo.
You had your own thing going on.
I had my own thing.
You couldn't smoke for 3 days.
I couldn't. And this is another part. I was part of a very new program for treatment.
A new program. What? Xavier School for Gifted Children?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like you go to like the school that works on cars. I had to go discounted rate for dental school. No, it's like a PRFD, RFD thing where they take blood out. They extract blood to help the healing process. And I guess it might have started in sports and worked its way down, but yeah, they took out fucking 4 vials of my blood to help the healing process, right?
Okay.
And then I'm thinking, well, if it helps the healing, why don't you leave that fucking blood in there? You know, why are you gonna fucking take it out to then put it back in? But they took it out, and the nurse was very gentle. I said, "This is my first bloodletting."
Bloodletting?
Yeah. And she laughed. And so after they do the extraction, they then inject the blood into the wound, and they do the sutures around it.
That's fucking weird. Okay.
Not only weird, that's what it costs, $468 out of pocket.
What about the copay?
I'm probably factored that in. That pissed me off too. I had a fucking in the New England health insurance. Maybe other places have it. We have like they call it an HSA card where you can put money on, when you have your open enrollment.
This is so fucking boring, Raven Shadow. I'm sorry.
I zoned
We're
out a
talking
long
about
time
open
ago.
enrollment.
Well, that's the thing. Trump, when he fucking takes it away, you wish we fucking had that option. $468.
Do we have the option of talking about this movie instead of talking about your goddamn enrollment
it
options?
was fucking blood. It was fucking 4 vials. Like, why would my blood help anything heal?
I don't know.
All right, well, it all worked out.
It all worked out.
$468, my fucking arse.
Cecil says, "Are you talking about vampirism, Raven Shadow?"
Yes.
Sounds like a thrall from Blade.
Yes. Dr. Lestat was in.
Dr. Lestat.
I am giving you the choice that I never had. Leave it in, asshole. All right, no, this is a treat.
Treat? The first 5 minutes are a treat.
It's good. There's a lot of bending over.
All right, so
Jesus Christ.
so where were we? So okay, so she goes to see the sugar daddy and finds out that he has a safe with $68,000 in it because he's gonna buy a new car.
Yep.
And she comes back home to the boyfriend and is like, "We gotta fucking steal this. We gotta go. We can just go right in, and no one will know. We'll steal it. Boom. Like best laid plans, right?
Yep.
Of course, it doesn't go that way.
That always works out.
Yeah. So they go in. There's some complications. People die. They do get the money. They take a hostage, and from there we go down this interesting sort of
It becomes
rabbit
a road.
hole.
Yeah, it becomes a very interesting road movie.
Yeah. It's sort of
sorts.
like 3 different movies, right? In a way, with the 3. There's like 3 sort of characters that sort of lead the story along. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of interesting because each one is a little bit different, almost.
But they blend in so well.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I think the comedy that's in this movie is laid out pretty nicely too. It's as some areas it's very, very subtle.
Yep.
Some areas it's really in your face, but it's not intrusive. It doesn't overpower the scene or the movie.
Yeah.
I think the subtle jokes I think are much funnier than the straight on jokes that are in your face. There's some good humor in this movie, and the character of Chip, man, he's a real milquetoast character. I mean, this is a guy who just gets pushed around. He's not a wimp or anything. I mean, yeah, he's milquetoast, but he's not. He's just not the kind of person who's ready to boss people around. He can handle himself. He's just not the kind of person who's willing to boss women around.
You know what the interesting thing is, and this is a role reversal because he's essentially playing the female character,
the girl. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
which I think is an interesting take on this because you typically will see that where it's the woman that sort of plays that subservient role. So I think it's really interesting how it's sort of a bit of a role reversal here and sort of an interesting examination of. That's why in the synopsis it says
it's masculinity and femininity.
Exactly, yeah. Right. So I think it's an interesting examination of that because it sort of subverts your expectations a little bit on what you expect out of these roles. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And it's not right in your face. It's not like you get it right away. It's one of those things that's really sort of well masked where it's like, oh, okay, after a while you kind of get it, But it's not like in your face like he's playing a like essentially the role reserved for female. Usually it's just one of those things where after a while you're like, oh, I sort of get it now,
Yeah, I thought that this movie probably about a third of the way in, I was afraid that this movie was going to start getting predictable. And it certainly didn't do that. It got It threw a little some curves in your way, and which I thought was oh wow,
checking out some curves right now.
Yeah,
there's the sex scene right now.
Yep,
if you couldn't tell.
Finally,
and well,
Jesus,
and
you need a napkin, MZ? Jesus. MZ needs a smoke.
I'll take all those, thank you.
Check the ceilings.
And
don't turn the black light on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the characters here are played out really, really well. Actually, I thought the one who plays Chip. Hold on.
It's
Matthew
Gray Gobbler.
Gray Gobbler.
The Green Gobbler.
The gobbledygooker.
Yeah.
I thought this was a really tough role for him to play because he had to play a part where he was, he's playing the role of a man who is basically subservient to every woman that crosses his path. And I think that
and it also sort of talks about sort of like codependency. He's very codependent. It's like he can't function without a woman guiding him,
Right.
Which, once again, that's typically the role reserved for women in movies,
Correct. And I thought he did a pretty admirable job in this.
It's not an easy role.
No,
I don't think.
I didn't think so either. I mean, I would think that maybe for an established actor, it could be, somewhat easy. I've never heard of Matthew Gray Goobler before.
He's on I know Julie Meow Meows is a big fan. She's already called his name out a couple times. But he was on a TV show, one of those, what was it? Criminal Minds. Yeah. And he was in a few other things as well. But I think that's the one that most people probably would recognize him from. And he has a very small role in Life Aquatic.
Really? What part?
He was young at the time, and he was able to sort of get a very small role. He plays, one of the interns. Okay. Intern number 1.
Oh, yeah. He was good.
But
he plays the voice of Simon in Alvin and the Chipmunks.
No shit. Wow.
He's good, now too.
Good for him. But yeah, this is basically a road movie that turns upside down, and it's not your atypical road movie. I think that it's like you said, Johnny. It's like 3 different movies.
Yeah.
Or 3 different movies. 3 different chapters, but they all blend in really, really nicely.
And I don't mean that to say that they feel different. It's just almost like the way some things that happen, sort of like there's like you know, a heist almost. There's a road movie, and then there's like an invasion almost, if you will.
The situations the characters are put into.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Evolve.
but not at all does it feel, you know, because we say it's a road movie. Not at all does it ever feel like it's an exploitation grindhouse film.
No,
It doesn't feel like that at all. The camera moves are really, really nice. The sets are pretty realistic. They set this up pretty nicely. The color is real good. Let's see
I think the violence too. I mean, there's not a ton of it, but when they have it, it's well done.
Well, the gore is good. Yeah, the blood is good. The violence is pretty good too.
Yeah, there's one scene, especially the scene at in the trailer at the end. The trailer.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes.
There's some pretty good gore in that.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. I thought this was pretty laid out pretty nicely. I think I see some inspirations of Sam Raimi in here, and I although I do feel though, because this is Trent Haaga's second film, I do feel that there was some inexperience during one scene, and that was in the trailer park with the mishmash of a bunch of scenes being thrown together during a party. Kind of like with a music video style of editing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yep.
You know, I think that kind of hurt the film a little bit. I think if that was filmed out a little better, I think we would have a really excellent film here. I think that's honestly that's the film's only real.
So you think
down point.
Maybe just slight inexperience behind the
I
camera?
I think so.
And he's worked on enough films, obviously, that he definitely knows what makes a good film. But yeah, there could be some slight inexperience. I didn't necessarily think that when I was watching it, but you know, I think this is definitely he feels like a confident filmmaker. And you know, like I said, as someone who has penned a number of scripts, you know, and he's probably been on set and worked on the films, you know, he's definitely a veteran of production. So I think that there's definitely experience there, and he knows what he wants. But I will agree. I think that the direction, I think he can grow as a director for sure. Like I think there's some room for improvement. Despite the fact watching this, I didn't necessarily think of anything that like, oh, he should have done this or that. But you know, I think there's definitely some room for improvement there.
Well, I figure since this is only his second directorial film since 2011, you know. I think a lot of producers aren't ready to back him quite yet.
Yeah, this one got a lot of buzz on the festival scene.
Yeah, I've heard some people reading, talking about it, and it's gotten some good vibes so far. I mean, really no complaints.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. I think this was featured pretty heavily at the Boston Underground Film Fest. It might have been the opening night film. I can't recall, but I remember them really pushing it hard. And I don't remember which festival it did really well at. It might have been South by Southwest or one of those, but it played, and then IFC picked it up pretty much right away. So this film definitely had a pretty good buzz going for it on the festival scene. And I've seen a lot of people raving about it, and I think it's warranted. I think it's a fun film, you know, and I think that it tells an interesting story and has a message, but it's not, you know, it's not hitting you right in the face. It's just kind of like a pretty good movie that has a message if you get it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the idea that Trent took himself out of Troma was a really smart move if he really wants to be considered as a serious filmmaker.
Well, I don't know that he necessarily took himself out. I think Troma is a stepping stone, right? As we mentioned last week, there's a lot
of people, sure, but there's a lot of people that'll stick around too. And Trent stuck around for a long time in Troma.
Yeah,
you know, and
but he wrote some more serious stuff. Like Dead Girl is a pretty serious.
Yep.
Story that definitely couldn't have been a Troma film in my estimation. So
Well, I'm talking about as a director, not so much as a writer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
he was a writer for that.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, but as a director, I think he wants to be taken a little bit more seriously as that, which is why I think that he's taken himself. I think he took himself out of trauma.
I mean,
Although
I think
that's how it usually goes anyway. A lot of people go into trauma, they learn what they want to learn, or they just couldn't deal with Lloyd and his demands, and they just up and leave.
I think we're in a way. I think we're splitting hairs. I think we're talking about similar things, but there is definitely a lack of legitimacy when you have trauma. If that's the only thing you have on your resume, so to speak. And nothing against trauma. I mean, I do enjoy some trauma films, so I'm certainly not putting them down. But but I think if you want to have some legitimacy, you got to kind of move outside of that.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So we're watching the scene now where shit kind of goes a little haywire.
Yeah,
That took a turn.
Yeah.
where they go to the house to grab the $68,000.
Yeah. Now, $68,000. Would you guys do this for $68,000?
Nah, man.
Shut up! You didn't watch the movie.
But I understand the dollar amount and what just happened. I understand. First of all, they're not wearing gloves. You know what I mean? That could get infectious.
Well, I thought that was a little odd myself too, because I'm thinking, I mean, this is in today's world. This isn't happening, 20 years ago or 30 years ago. This is happening in today's world, and $68,000 just isn't that much anymore.
No, exactly.
It'd be great if you get it all in one lump sum. Sure, it seems like a lot of money, but in real
that's
real
enough
life,
for a year, not a lifetime.
Right. It'd be great to have in a bank account. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And have
Sure.
just, that'd be good. But and all this shit is happening now, like hair follicles. They're just. I mean, this is not. I haven't seen it, but it doesn't end well.
And I think that's part of the point, though, is I think the reason it was $68,000 is because that's such a norm. Like, I say normal. Most people don't have $68,000 laying around.
Right.
But you'll make $68,000 over the course of a year or two, depending on, or less, depending on your job,
Right.
So it's not an insane amount of money where it's like, oh my God, I wish I had that money. Because they're making, for a couple $1 million, maybe you'd go to these lengths, right? Like take a risk and it's like you're taking a huge risk where if you get caught, well, hey, if you had succeeded, you would have been well off the rest of your life.
But you would need to have the money to fucking basically leave the country, do the bribes,
right,
pay off, and then if you need to hide out. I mean, it's a kind of thing, right? If you're gonna ride the outlaw trail like that, you have to be. That's what you have to commit to it.
Yeah.
And that's not enough to get off the grid.
Right.
Also, you gotta also understand it. You gotta have that opportunity. It's that window of opportunity that you have. I mean, there's a chance, would you go? It's like, it's kind of like a game show, really. Would you go for the $68,000 now, or would you go for the $500,000 a year from now? I mean, it's that kind of mentality with this movie, really. And only it answers it for you already. And because if it didn't, you wouldn't have a movie to begin with.
And it definitely proposes an interesting moral query, where it's like, okay, as we're talking about, would you do this, for $68,000? And I think the point really is, this is such an attainable amount of money that I think you can kind of relate to what's going on here. And the other thing is too, if you think about it, I mean, this character, they're struggling. They're living in a trailer park.
Damn.
And Raven Shadow. They're living in a trailer.
He's saying what that guy was just thinking.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
So you got to give him a little bit of slack.
Well, that's the thing too. I think that's to your point, Johnny. Is these people aren't looking to retire. You know what I mean? Or to think about moving down to Florida. They're living day to day, and obviously this chick, if you ask her the question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I bet she doesn't really have that. Nice. This is a good fucking director. He knows what he's doing. Scorsese like a motherfucker. It's nice.
Jesus Christ. If only you guys could see what was happening on screen to correlate with what he's saying.
Oh, mercy. But yeah, you can't. And it's you're doing it fucking two ways too. It ain't 68,000 a single person.
Right. Yeah, split it two ways. Yeah.
Or
Although
yeah,
I think
I'm
she'd take it and give him a little bit here and there.
pretty sure he would have an allowance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a stipend.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a fucking movie.
Oh yeah. She's psychotic, man.
So
This girl's crazy. Let me tell you something. I was in a relationship that was pretty much similar to this.
Wait, you had sex?
One time. One time. Let's put it this way. I've had knives stuck to me before, and all this
Jesus.
other shit. I've had this happen to me before,
I think
No wonder why you're so bored now.
Yeah. Oh, missionary again.
Oh, he doesn't even get that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, doggy style. I've been stabbed.
Did you get punched
I've been punched.
like this? Like in this movie?
Nah, not that hard. Only because I wouldn't allow it.
I always figured you into some fucked up shit. Yeah, that's what I pictured.
You wouldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I don't even want to know.
I'm fucking
I
fascinated.
don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Melissa, we want to find out, right? Yeah, like fucking, you do fucking bloodletting. You probably put that thing they put like cans on your back, the jars, burn them up.
What?
You get burned.
Cupping?
Yeah, you've done that?
What does that have to do with sex?
Oh.
Nothing.
Well, you're fucking weird, dude.
No, you're fucking weird because all that does is take out pain or something like that, or relaxes the muscles.
It eases, yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually like a treatment to relax and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, I just solved your back problem.
Actually, it might help.
Yeah.
It gets the blood flow going.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, this film was really well done. I like the score. The soundtrack was fun.
I dug the score. Yeah, it was pretty good.
And it just
Oily says, "I want to know."
Thank you, Oily. Fucking fascinated.
read my book. It ain't out yet.
Yeah.
No, I thought this movie was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It's the guy that's in it, Chip. He's got a tough road ahead of him in this film, and
He's in for some hard times.
but it's like everybody he comes across just takes advantage of him. But it's not like he's overly passive. He just doesn't want to boss women around. I think that's his whole thing. He has no problem telling guys what to do, but girls, he has a bit of an issue with it.
Well, yeah, and like we talked about, it's that sort of role reversal thing where he's just subservient to women, and especially the ones that that he wants to F.
in a way, you know what? In a way, I saw this as, and bear with me here. I saw this as like the role reversal to I Spit on Your Grave.
Okay.
In a certain sense. Of course, not exactly like that, but
not scene for scene.
No, definitely not scene for scene. But I mean, the storyline, the plot line, as far as the characters go, the character build up, it's pretty close. Just role reversals with a couple of different twists here and there, but it's essentially the same. You watch this movie, you'll see what I'm talking about.
All right. I haven't seen it in years, so.
That's a shame. That's a classic, man.
I fucking love comedies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll watch my mom next time I see her.
Yeah. Fun for the whole family.
Yeah, movie night.
Yeah, Disney will have it on their channel next. You watch.
The animated series.
Lower, Minnie. Huh. Lower, Minnie. Lower. Huh.
Oh, that's fucking horrible.
Jesus.
She's kind of a little Michelle Pfeiffer thing going on too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that too.
Right?
Especially where she's got the blood on her head.
Yeah.
It's straight out of Batman Returns.
Oh, there you go.
And the blonde hair washing over her face
Tussles.
and everything. It does. It reminds me of Batman Returns. I thought the same thing.
How about her brother? Her brother's pretty fucked up, right?
Jesus Christ. How do you man, imagine being those two parents. Imagine you got her and then you got that guy.
Yeah.
What a piece of work he is. God damn.
All right, let me check my notes here. I think we've hit on a lot of it. And yeah, this dude, one of the notes, I think I wrote it a few times. He just cannot resist pretty women. Like,
Well, I mean, like it's not like there's certain universal things that we can all
well,
get behind.
I mean, if would you kill some, or would you like be okay with?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
No, you can't. I couldn't. I'm fucking flawed.
Well, no
You ain't
shit.
kidding.
In a lot of ways, but I got a conscience, man. I can't do that. You know.
I can.
Perfect.
Why don't you then?
Especially the one that plays Violet. Ew.
Yeah, I'm not saying I wouldn't break a commandment or fracture a law, but no, you can't kill.
I'll break all the commandments and break all the laws.
Fair.
Just like this guy. So, all right. MZ is Chip.
That's right. God damn it.
And there's a couple really fucking great scenes in this. There's someone gets their arm shot off.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about, MZ?
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
A great shot too.
Yeah.
And I think
It
the
looks
effect,
good.
I thought the effect on that, not so much when it was detached, because you could see like the CGI and the.
I thought it looked good. I don't know.
I don't know. I kind of stuck out like a sore arm, but the arm. But the arm effect itself was really, really well done. I was very impressed with that.
Is that the brother?
This is the brother's place that they're in, yeah.
Yeah, that's her brother.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Now see, at this point, I would just stop, trying to discuss shit and just get out of there, and just deal with her bullshit later. But that's me.
And what was the other one? Oh, at the end, I don't want to talk too much about the end, but Chip does something at the end. He's about to do something, and he stops to take a piss.
Yes.
I thought that was fucking hilarious.
Yes.
and
Never seen that before. That was really good.
There's that, and then the scene when he's at the hotel when he lost all his clothes, and he's talking to the hotel clerk, and he's like, when he does what he does, he takes the phone, picks up the phone, and knocks him out. Like that whole scene, he's like, I'm so sorry. Like he didn't want to do any of it. It just was it was really funny. I think this role for him it's a really fun role, and he definitely shows some pretty good range, especially toward the end. MZ, did you feel like kind of like whether or not you physically fist pumped, like internally you must have did like a little fist pump, right? Because you kind of felt good for his development, right? His
Sure.
growth?
Oh yeah. I was. Yeah, when he finally when he reached that level, I thought,
Yeah.
booyah.
He thought booyah.
and then the very end, just before the credits roll.
Oh, the other car?
The other car, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit! Come on! There you go. I even said to the TV, I said, there you go.
Attaboy.
So we've talked a little bit about Violet. We've talked about Liza. We haven't talked much about Monica.
Yeah.
What did you think of Sheila Vaughn's portrayal of Monica?
She was believable, man. I really dig her as an actress.
Yeah.
I really do, man. She's getting. I mean, between A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night and her character as Monica in this, I thought she was really, really good.
I'm gonna fast forward a little bit here, Raven Child. I know we're not gonna have time to watch the whole thing, so I'm gonna fast forward a little bit to some of the. Oh,
And the guy who played that guy there,
the hotel clerk.
the hotel clerk. God damn, he looks so familiar.
Yeah,
He looks so goddamn familiar.
Well, why don't you look him up?
He's a character actor.
Oh yeah, he was in a couple episodes of Modern Family. Yeah, he was in that. Let's see, Scream Queens.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
see.
So
Yeah, he's done a shitload of work. I mean, I'm trying to see what else he's done here. G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he was in The Middle, Two Broke Girls. Done
He
a lot
was
of
in the middle of
TV.
Two Broke Girls. That's my new show on Fox.
Let's see, Johnny Bravo.
I love the scene where he's rummaging through the lost and found.
Oh yeah. He's got the slippers and the flower shirt.
Yeah.
Now, you can tell that was just done for a joke, because if anybody was really gearing up to go out and take care of some business, he wouldn't just stand there in front of the door. You know, he would just go out to his car and just zoom off. But, no, I really dug this flick. I had a good time with it. Fun time. I thought all the characters were great.
The funny thing is, Raven Shadow, like, you probably should have missed one of the last few weeks movies and then to watch this one.
I know. It sucks. It's been so bad.
No, this was a fun time.
Yeah.
Oh, and her. Oh, Jesus.
Little tit for tat here.
Yeah, I like the little added on mark right there, which could be just about anything. Watch this.
She appears to be a nice girl.
Oh, God damn.
Chip has to do something to get some information in this, and
Yeah.
that's the scene we're watching right now.
Why is that a bad thing, though?
Well, let's put it this way.
Look at his face.
Think about what's going on with this guy in a night, okay? In just one night. He had sex like 3 or 4 times and ate a girl out.
That's a good night.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
I mean, it's not like watching, Wet Hot America 10 years later. It's not like one of those nights, but...
It's fucking ridiculous.
All right, well, let's...
But, it's a movie, so you let, fantasy play itself out. Ooh. But I loves me some Violet.
Where's she? Is she yet?
Oh, she was the one with the butt you saw earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's more of her?
You gotta have to watch the movie to find out.
I am watching the movie.
All right, well, I think that's going to do it. Let's go to the verdict.
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, verdict time. We're going to let you know whether this flick was a trick or a treat and any final thoughts we may have. We only have 2 people to review it, so...
Hey, well, I got something.
So, MZ, why don't you kick it off?
Okay, well, this was a fun movie. A really good road movie. Colorful characters. With really distinct personalities.
Yeah.
And body parts. And just a good, fun movie. A violent movie. A bloody movie. A sexy movie. It is. This is a sexy movie. And I was very impressed with this. And it makes me want to hunt down Haaga's first film. And I really should do that, because if this is, for a sophomoric effort, I think he hit a home run. I think he did a really, really, really nice job with this. This is a treat.
Real quick, and I don't know why, but in this shot, Chip reminds me a tiny bit of Blinks, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You see a little bit there?
Yeah. I see that. Happy birthday, Blinks.
Yeah, happy birthday, Blinks. It's his birthday today. All right, Raven Shadow. Based on what you've seen, I'm not going to let you. Yeah. I'm not going to let you give a trick or treat. But would you watch this movie? Are you interested in checking it out?
All right. Well, based on the extended trailer I saw.
So basically, a half hour of the movie in studio.
Yeah, it's a full length trailer. I would be intrigued. I wish I saw this over the last 8.
Kuso.
Yeah. Fuck. I wish I fucking got more dental work over fucking Kuso. Take more fucking blood out. Maybe I'd feel something.
And props to Monica for wearing a Gigi Allen shirt.
Yeah, I thought you'd mark out for that.
Yeah. I was like pro Monica after that.
I have that one.
Cecil says that people are comparing this movie to After Hours.
The Griffin Dunn film?
Probably not.
I don't know.
That's the only After Hours movie I could think of.
Let me take a look and see. After Hours. There's one from 2010. There's one from 2015.
No,
There's
this one was from 1985.
Yeah. With Griffin Dunn and Rosanna Arquette. I don't know if that's the one he means. He said, yeah, that's the one he means.
Oh, wow,
Okay, that's
really?
what I figured.
Oh shit!
That's what I figured.
From Scorsese.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember seeing that poster, like, just in every video store. For some reason, that poster I saw a lot as a kid. I don't know why.
No, I remember watching that movie late at night. Watching
Really?
on HBO or Showtime.
No kidding.
Yeah, I always thought it was a good movie.
I'll see that.
Yeah, go ahead, Johnny.
Yeah, I can't remember if I've seen that one. I remember the box art, like,
Yeah,
that's
right?
very, very evocative. So I don't remember if I've seen it, though. So, all right, so let me go ahead and give my thoughts. I thought this was a treat as well. I had fun with this, and I really did enjoy the role reversal where Chip kind of plays the role typically reserved for the female character. And I think it gives you a couple fist-pumping moments after seeing what Chip goes through over the course of the night and sort of what happens at the end. And one of the other underlying themes, which we haven't really talked about, is that I think all money has blood on it to some degree, right? Like, if you think about it.
That has germs on it.
Well, in this movie, the money has blood all over it. It's all about blood money. And I think that Trent Haaga has already assembled a pretty interesting filmography of films that he's penned. And I think this might be one of the best that he's written. I think that his direction was also solid, and I definitely look forward to seeing what he's going to do next. Hopefully it's as a director, because I think there's a lot of talent here, and I think I'm curious to see what else he can continue to do with it. So Cecil says, yeah, After Hours has a good little cult following. It's divisive, like The Color of Money is.
Color of Money is divisive.
I don't see how that's divisive. I just think it's a good movie. That's
What,
weird.
Color of Money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never seen Color of Money.
Really?
No.
I'm
Tom
surprised.
Cruise, Jackie Gleason.
No.
No, I'm sorry.
No.
Newman.
Paul Newman.
Paul Newman. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Is Tom Cruise in that?
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder I haven't seen it. Fuck Tom Cruise.
Oh, we might watch a Tom Cruise movie coming up soon.
Oh.
He only did
Spoiler
one
alert.
good movie, okay? One good movie, and that was it.
What?
Magnolia.
He was good in that. I don't think he was acting.
Maybe that's why he was good. in
I
it.
think that was all fucking legit.
Yeah, you know what? You might be right.
That was fucking all. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Quietly judging you. I
Yeah.
fucking love that line. But no, he was in The Legend.
The Legend. Yeah, that movie's awesome.
Legend. Interview with the Vampire.
Respect the cock.
Do you like Legend, MZ?
No. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I forgot about Legend. Yeah, Legend's good.
Tropic Thunder.
Watch this scene, Raven Shadow.
Oh,
That's one of the highlights for me. I do see what you mean, MZ. I did see some CGI in the shot part.
Yeah.
This fucking scene is amazing. This is basically the in the final act. They're having a showdown in a trailer park.
He looks like Mr. Fuckman from
Yeah, he does.
from Father's Day.
Chris Fuckman.
Chris Fuckman.
Yeah.
like these two could hang out with the Firefly family, huh?
Yeah. I could see that.
Like they could be cousins.
No, I don't think so.
Watch this one, Raven Shadow. This one's good too. There's some good deaths in this.
Yeah.
This fucking guy. Chris Fuckman.
He is Chris Fuckman. Oh!
Oh, man.
Definitely getting comeuppance.
Yes. All right. So that's going to do it for our review of 68 Kill. You got 2 treats, 2 out of 2. And Raven Shadow is a I wish I had fucking seen it out of 1. Wish I'd seen it out of 1.
Yeah, well, it's been a fucking rough run. I mean,
You've been doing good. Corny even gave you a break. He said you've been doing good.
Thank you, Corny. And I think I could have faked this one too. I think I offered some content. I did the whole Michelle Pfeiffer thing.
Oh, Cecil asks MZ, what would you rate this out of 10?
What would I rate? What out of 10?
This movie.
This movie? Oh,
yeah.
This is about a 9.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I think what. All right, let me retrack. I'll say 8.5. The only thing that stops it from being a better film, I think, is that party montage before all this happened.
Really, you think that? Oh, okay, that knocks a half point off for you.
Yeah.
All right,
But I'll say 8.5.
all right. And Oily says, MZ, is it as sexy as Cannibal Holocaust?
Cannibal Holocaust is a fucking sexy movie, dude.
Wow.
And until the day comes where I get 68 killed tattooed on my back, Cannibal Holocaust will remain as the sexiest film ever made.
Wow.
Do you want to see the end, Raven Chat, or would you rather not?
Yeah, let's see the end.
All right, let's.
Oh, man.
That dude is kind of like Fuckman.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's the end.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
Did he? Yep. All right, next week, it is the Wednesday Night Wars, everyone. We are going to be teaming up with our boys over at Outside the Cinema, and we're going to be doing 2 flicks on their show. MZ, you hand me that? I forget the name of one of them. I remember the one we're doing on our show, but we're doing Hammerhead Jones and Mil Mascaras Resurrection. It was the 2007 flick that they did with Mil Mascaras. And then next week on our show, we are going to be doing Goldface, the Fantastic Superman. It's an Italian film, but it's done in the vein of a Lucha Libre film.
Yes.
So, and that is available on YouTube if you guys are curious to check that out. It's a VHS rip of it. It's not the best, but I think it actually sort of, maybe helps in this case because it looks like that kind of movie that you should see on VHS.
Right.
So go ahead and you can look for Goldface, the Fantastic Superman on YouTube if you guys want to check it out. And we'll be reviewing that next week. And also we'll be joining Outside the Cinema for the first part of the Wednesday Night Wars, so it should be a good time. And I don't know if we're going to do anything after that. Maybe Mars will be here or from home. I'm not sure what he'll be doing, but we'll figure it out. We'll have a good show for you guys coming up. And, well, I think we're going to cut to break in just a moment. We're going to do a double tap. MZ brought some stuff for his double tap, I saw.
Ooh.
You got some stuff, MZ?
Yeah, I brought a couple things.
So
sexy talk.
Yes, so sexy talk. So we're going to do that in just a minute, and then we got a couple voicemails we're going to play, and we're going to start to wind things down. So we will be back in just a moment.
2 and 2.
The following message is a paid advertisement for the Cult of Muscle podcast. The Cult of Muscle. You're either in it or you're dead.
It's the dawning of a new age. The halls of Valhalla have been shuttered. The heroes of yore have either retreated to the shadows or taken to capering for the amusement of the small folk. Their past glory is a distant memory. The barbells have been torn from their once puma-strong grips. The beards shorn from their square jaws, only to be transplanted onto flannel-clad, puny weaklings with fingers barely powerful enough to strum a ukulele. The time has come, my brothers, to restore order from the chaos. No longer will our heroes be forgotten. No longer will their great deeds be viewed through a foggy lens of irony. Hear now our rallying cry as we scream it from the mountaintops, as we bellow it from iTunes and Libsyn and Facebook. It's time to join the cult, my brothers. So don your cloaks and enter the Cult of Muscle.
I'm Alex West.
And I'm Andrea Subasati, and we're from the Faculty of Horror podcast.
And you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
I will be a burble.
What's up, y'all? It's me, the Yeti. Telling all the ladies that they couldn't be more fine and that we should knock those boots like Frankenstein. When I want to get my nerd on, I go to Facebook and I go to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group. That's the place where I get to talk about all the hip new horror movies, all the cool comics,
like comics,
RPGs, video games, you name it, we're talking about shit on there. And you could not be any cooler If you were the coolest kid in school, be the first kid on your block to swing that cock over at the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group. Just go to Facebook, search for Trick or Treat Radio, ask to join, and it's like Nerd Nirvana, baby, without the shotgun blast. This is the Yeti, signing out. See you at the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group.
Follow us on Twitter at The Deadites, TheDeadites.com, and TrickOrTreatRadio.com.
All right, we're back on Trick or Treat Radio. And MZ is already getting one of his double taps ready.
Yeah, boy.
Although you're a little predictable.
Thank you.
Let's see. I got one as well. Let me start getting mine ready, I guess. I don't know what... Of course I'm going to do music as usual. I don't know what song to play, though. And no, it's not Devin Townsend. All right. I think I got one. All right, let me kill the music, MZ, and we'll let you start things off. So we're doing double tap. We haven't done it in a while, actually. Let me quickly run down. What we do is every now and then when there's time, we'll do a double tap, and basically what that is we'll each talk about two things that we've been digging. Some form of media, whether it's films, TV show, music, or in certain hosts' case, action figures, which is a nice segue into what MZ's going to talk about.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, well, I've had these now for maybe a little over a month now, and this particular one I just cannot take my eyes off of because I think it's probably my favorite.
Of all time?
This is probably my favorite in my collection of masterpieces that I have, my Masterpiece Transformer collection. This is probably the one that tops them all off because it's so unbelievable. This one is a action figure from Fans Toys, and Fans Toys is basically one step higher than the Takara Tomy masterpieces. Anybody who knows anything about Fans Toys products and it's that the quality of their figures is absolutely stellar. The materials that they use, the engineering that they use is beyond phenomenal. And it even outranks the original Takara Tomys and other third-party figure companies as well, like say DX9 or I don't know. Let's see, KFC as well.
Oh, they make chicken.
No. This is I think it's called Ken's Fantasy Collectibles. Well, anyway, what I have here is this is the box for it. For Insecticon Mercenary. Now, Mercenary is a third-party shrapnel, and shrapnel is of course one of the Insecticons, and it's got beautiful die cast. The weight on this thing is absolutely amazing. Feel the weight on that, Johnny.
Wow. This is pretty substantial.
Yeah.
It's a good, a pound maybe, right?
Yeah, just about. It's pretty goddamn heavy.
Hope I don't drop it.
You do. I drop you. And it's It's got plenty of die cast, beautiful articulation, plenty of chrome, and of course, shrapnel turns into a beetle of some sort. I can never really remember the name of it. But anyway, this is a gorgeous piece, and of course, it comes with his. Let me see. Oh, yeah, his gun here, which of course can fit into his hand with the peg, and you also get a few other little pieces here as well. Now this is let me see. This is from this is toy animation model. Trying to figure out how to put the gun in his hand.
I just don't want to break it.
You can open up the fist.
Okay, that's what I thought, yeah.
And then as you put the gun in, you close his fist around it, and that's how you get it in there. There you go.
Pew, pew.
And this is the cartoon accurate version with the solid gold chest. Now, if you want to have a more G1 accurate version, you can replace that gold chest with the translucent chest piece, and you can put that in there as well.
They really go all fucking out.
They do. That's the great thing about these masterpieces. They can go all. They really do go all out in terms of paint design, in terms of engineering, in terms of chrome, die cast, especially die cast. These things weigh a ton. When you figure how small this figure is about maybe 6 inches high.
And it weighs, I'm guessing, roughly about a pound.
Yeah, maybe a couple ounces less, but it's definitely up there. It's got some great weight to it. So anyway, that is Mercenary.
And in the chat room, Corny says, I had shrapnel as a kid. He never looked like that.
Ain't that the truth, though?
And Oily says, yes, MZ's going to dork off over a Transformer story.
That's pretty good.
Dorking off. Well, let the dork off continue. Because what I got here is...
You know what? Hold off, MZ. Since there's only 3 of us, let's go around. Sure. We'll do one at a time. How about that? Do you have something ready to go, Raven Shot, or do you want me to go?
I do.
Okay, go for it.
Let me guess, Johnny.
This pack of cigarettes I smoked.
Winston Lights.
Winston Lights brought to you by the fine folks at R.J. Reynolds.
No, don't double tap fucking smokes, okay?
Keep Undertakers in work since the 1800s. Oh, Johnny, I'm going to guess right now. Something involving Devin Townsend.
No.
Okay. No. I didn't go home, so I don't have any media with me. But Johnny, if you could assist,
I can pull some stuff out.
Is a show that A New Hope turned me on to.
Ooh, she turned you on?
Oh, no fucking idea. It's fucking out fucking outrageous.
Don't double tap sex with A New Hope, please.
No,
that's a little too personal.
No, I wasn't doing that. Be crass, but let's just say, fucking feel 25 again. No. Very nice. I ain't getting stabbed. Like you fucking maniac. No, it's a show that we started watching. It's an older show, I think mid 2000s, called Vicious, Johnny.
Vicious and Delicious.
Yes. And we had talked about this at Dynamo's birthday party. It's a show, I think it might have went 2 seasons. It's a BBC show. Starring,
you did talk about this.
Yeah. With Ian McKellen. Gandalf, X-Men.
Gandalf.
Exactly. I forget the other guy's name. I believe he's going to be in the Orient Express movie that's coming out.
Okay.
But essentially, Ian McKellen and the other one play a couple that have lived together in this London flat. They've been, a couple for like 50 years, right? Ian McKellen is like a mid-card actor whose biggest rise to fame is that he was on an episode of Doctor Who as a villain for one show. But essentially, it's a couple, and it's very dry. Ian McKellen chews scenery, and basically they bicker, they fight. There'll be stuff where Ian McKellen will come home and he'll go to his partner. I saw an ambulance outside. To my surprise and dismay, you weren't in it. That kind of stuff. But it's really funny, and they have a young lad that moved into the upstairs flat, who I believe was eventually in Game of Thrones.
Okay.
I say.
But yeah, no, it's the jabs are fucking on point. It's really great. But at the end of the day, they love each other. But they also they're very curious to see if this new.
They're curious.
Well, they're curious about the new strapping lad who moves in. That they're not sure what side of the fence he plays on, and that's kind of a running gag. But seriously, like MZ, you would actually adore the show.
It's enough like Mr. Belvedere?
No, I mean, my go-to, not really that, but my go-to is Golden Girls meets like Absolutely Fabulous.
With men.
With dudes.
Yeah, with dudes.
It's cool.
All right.
And they got the couple they have. They're kind of their two buddies who've been friends for 100 years. But it's on point. I fucking laughed my fucking ass off watching each episode. BBC Vicious, check it out. I mean, you might not get the boys over to watch it, but watch it with your special lady friend or your special man friend. That could be a thing. That's fun. But yeah, check out BBC Vicious.
All right. Let me see. Maybe I'll get something up for mine. I have music, but I forget to get some image here.
While you're doing that, I just want to mention. I forgot to mention this. It also comes with also G1 legs as well for shrapnel, as well as three Energon cubes.
Whoa!
Because as we all know, Insecticons do love their Energon cubes.
You gotta have Energon cubes.
Gotta have the Energon cubes, and so that also comes with it. That's the great thing about Fans Toys is that they the masterpieces in general, they just stock them up with great extras like that.
All right, so I got mine ready to go, and I posted about this earlier on the Fib, and there's a band called Master Boot Record, and it's essentially a one-man show. It's Victor Love is Master Boot Record, and Victor Love has been in other projects that I've been a big fan of, and I can't remember if I double-tapped them or not, but let me just pull up some more information here on. So the album, he just put out an album called Wares. It's Warez, and he made it available for free. So it's all cover songs of old video game themes from the mostly 80s and 90s, and it's really fucking cool. And it's done they're all sort of done in the style of like synthwave, industrial metal kind of sound. And the Victor Love, I forgot to mention his other band. His other band was Dope Stars Incorporated, which I'm not a big fan of that name, but the band is really cool, and they've done some really cool stuff. I would definitely recommend checking out that band if you dig what you're about to hear here. And he's done some other stuff as well. He's pretty pretty well known in this community, I guess, in the kind of synth. He's been doing synthwave now for a little bit, but in the synth community. And let me go ahead and just play a track. I don't know which one to play. There's so many good tunes on this. I'm gonna kick it off with Alone in the Dark. Did any of you guys ever play that game?
Oh yeah.
No.
No? Okay. Well, I'm gonna play a little bit of the music here in the background. So it's got that very familiar sort of 8-bit, 16-bit sort of chiptune sound.
Yep.
With heavy guitar and synths and some heavy beats. So let this play out for a couple seconds here. I'm going to jump ahead in the track a little bit. I want you guys to hear. This is a long one. So some pretty badass music.
Yeah.
And you're going to recognize most of these if you're a gamer. So he does Alone in the Dark, Castlevania, Doom.
Oh, that's right.
Duke Nukem, Dune, the Dune video game, Flashback, Hero Quest, Street Fighter 2, Super Metroid, System Shock, Legend of Zelda, XCOM.
Let's hit the Zelda one.
Want to hear Zelda?
Yeah.
XCOM. Make some noise.
XCOM.
All right, let's play Zelda 1.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
And as I said, this is available for free. So if you guys want this album, it's like 20 tracks, I think, or something ridiculous.
Damn.
21 tracks. He just put it out there for free. And the cool thing is Victor Love is into this sort of like sharing music and getting in the hands of people that want to hear it, you know? Yeah. Like, I think he's sort of embraced the way music is right now. Let me go ahead and pull up the email, because I got an email from them today saying it was free. So he says, hello, Victor here. I'm sending you my video games cover album as a gift for buying my music.
Nice.
Oh.
So, you know, because I bought some of the stuff before, and, he goes on to name some of the songs included. And he says, please invite your friends to check my albums and spread the code. For you are the only messengers of my music in this ocean of sponsored reality. So it's, I'm not going to give you the URL because it's way too long and complicated to even just read. But if you guys are on the Facebook group, you can go to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group, and then there's a link for it there. And you guys can probably just do a search if you want to find it. Master Boot Record Wares. That's WAREZ. And you could probably find it for free on there.
Wow.
So,
man, I remember that.
Yeah.
I do remember this. Wow.
Awesome. Let me do... Let's see.
What else is there?
Let me do the Duke Nukem one, because there's got some quotes from Duke Nukem in it as well.
It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum.
I think we know where you stole that from.
Yeah.
I am the king of the world, baby.
All right, we had some requests. I guess I'm going to keep playing a little bit more since Dynamo's not here. There's three of us here, so we had a request for the Street Fighter 2.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Those were the days.
All right, and then Jesse G wanted to hear Super Metroid. Man, it's been a while since I played some of these games.
They're all coming back, though.
Yeah.
They're all coming back to me.
So, like I said, if you guys are digging any of this, it's free. Just fucking go grab it online. Master Boot Record Wares. That's W-A-R-E-Z. It's a really fun album. And it's actually, I was listening to it earlier at work, and it's really good just kind of like work music while you're just kind of, passing time in the day, getting shit done, kind of get you pumped up. So, well, that's Master Boot Record. Hopefully you guys dig it. And it is free, so go check it out. All right. And in the chat room, let me just catch up real quick. There's some Transformers talk going on, MZ. And let's see. Cecil says, oh, this is in regard to you, Raven Shadow. He says, you sold me Raven Shadow.
Oh, yeah? On the show?
On the show, yeah.
Cool, man. Yeah, it's really dope, dude. If you check it out, let me know.
And let's see. Cecil. What is this? Splinter, I'm a Hero? Do you know what that is, MC?
That would be a knockoff, I suspect.
That is that. Hold on, I can't.
Did you see it?
Hold on. Okay, yeah. That looks like a third. Yeah. Oh, yeah. DX9. Yeah, that's a third party Rekgar. Splinter.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a third party Rekgar. That came out some time ago. DX9 is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I got a let's see, who do I have? I have a DX9 Invisible, which is a third-party Mirage, which is pretty good. But recently, in the past year or so, it's been overtaken by an action figure called Sphinx, and the mold is a little bit better. But I'm partial to Invisible, because I paid money for it.
And Oily says these Transformers toys are too much for me to absorb. It's expansive.
It's expansive and expensive. That's the thing about Transformers. A lot of people don't realize it, especially people who aren't into the Transformers universe, is that there's over 1,000 different characters in the entire Transformers universe, not just G1 and G2, but Armada, Prime, Beast Wars. I mean, you could just go on and on and on. And there's well over 1,000 different characters. And some are copies of others, but essentially they're all different. And it's amazing. They all have different personalities, strengths, weaknesses, and things like that. And that coupled with some really terrific writing, some really great voice actors if you're watching the TV shows, or very well drawn out characters if you're reading the comics. It's just amazing what they're able to accomplish with this from way back in '84, and it's still alive today.
Orly says G1. This is why MZ needs to do a Transformers podcast.
Trans talk.
Whoa, I think that might be. Some people might think it's something else.
Why? Get some hits.
Corny says Oily. He'll be like Antique Roadshow for Transformers. Looks like Cecil was posting some other photos.
Yeah, that's the masterpiece. MPO9, Rodimus Prime.
And Hot Rod,
which no, just Rodimus Prime. They do have a MPO. They do have a MP. Was it MP28? I might be wrong on that. Hot Rod.
He became Rodimus in the movie, right?
Right.
How'd that happen?
He was able to open up the Matrix.
That's what it was, and he morphed.
Oh.
Yeah, and he changed from.
Whoa. Was Neo there?
No. Sorry, he was not there. This figure had a lot of problems, which is unfortunate because they talked about there was a lot of problems with the knee joints, how they were brittle. So when you do order this figure, you do get new knee joints in there, but you just got to put them in there yourself. And plus, also, I'm not a really big fan of the tail fin in the back. It's accurate, but it sits too far on his back. If it was a little bit closer on his back, it would be fine. But I'm not the biggest fan of Hot Rod or Rodimus Prime, even to begin with. So
yeah, it was kind of like they forced them down our throats. It was
pretty much.
It's like I want Prime.
Yeah,
I don't want.
Yeah, everybody wanted Optimus.
Maybe Ultra Magnus was kind of dope.
Magnus should have been the next leader, and he was during the movie,
right?
For a short time, and he should have been the leader all along. But he's just a soldier. He only wanted to be a soldier.
Speaking of movies, did I hear that they're going to do another animated Transformers?
They're
movie?
doing an animated. an animated Transformers movie based on the Bayverse version.
Oh,
And it was like, this is awesome, and then we see that it's going to be about Bayverse, and it's like, fuck you.
They're really in
Hasbro.
whole hog on that, huh?
Yeah, they're not stopping, and unfortunately, they're doing a Bumblebee movie. They're going solo
With
a
John
Bumblebee
Cena?
with John Cena.
What?
Yeah, John Cena. Apparently, they couldn't get Mark Wahlberg to sign on, so they got John Cena. They needed to get some muscle-bound asshole from Boston to do it, so they got John Cena to sign on for it.
My problem, I don't know who the fuck is who. I don't even know what's going on. Like, I would like one set in the 80s.
Yeah. Well, see, the problem with the movies, man, is the people. That's the biggest problem.
Yeah, who fucking cares about the humans?
Yeah. I mean, not only is the writing just absolutely horrendous.
See,
for the people, but it's about the war between the Autobots and Decepticons. It should be about that. It shouldn't be about the people. But for some reason, Michael Bay wants to put the people in.
So here's the thing: I've never seen any of the Transformers movies from Michael Bay, and I don't really have any interest. But with good writing, can't you make a Transformer? Like, can't you create sympathy and make you want to feel close to that character?
They made
if you use good writing.
I cared about that fucking tree,
Yeah,
dude.
Groot.
We are Groot.
Yeah, we are Groot.
The fucking T and the fucking raccoon.
And what about the fucking the animated Transformers movie from the 80s?
I was fucking sad
How many
when
people
Prime
fucking
died.
cried?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, the funny thing about that is, it might be on YouTube. I really don't know for certain, but I think if you look for it, it's there. They had to not exactly write a different ending for the overseas version, but because all the kids in this country were so pissed off and crying and everything. Oh, by the way, yesterday was the 31st anniversary of that movie coming out. So happy anniversry, Transformers. Did you cry?
A little moved.
Or did you go out and have a smoke later?
I was a boy. Afterwards.
And they had to get Victor Caroli back into the studio before the movie was filmed out, was brought out to Europe and all the other countries. And they said, Victor, we got to have you say something about Optimus Prime before the credits roll, because kids are locking themselves up in their bathroom for weeks on end.
Why did they say? Did he come back to life in the?
Yeah, they said that. They said, what was it? Victor Caroli said that. What was the exact? I don't know. I can't remember what the exact words were, but he did say something along the lines of. And stay tuned for the return of Optimus Prime in season 3.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, yeah. And so they had to throw that in there.
Well, that's funny because I loved it as a kid. I was confused by the flash forwardness to the future, but due to the poor theatrical success of Transformers, is the reason why the G.I. Joe animated film went directly to TV. Episodic. They did it during the week.
Exactly.
And in that cut, Duke was supposed to die.
Right.
When he got the Serpentor snake in the heart.
Right.
But because of the poor
no, that wasn't because of the poor. It was. You were half right. You almost got it. They put it directed to video because of the poor outing that the Transformers movie got.
Yeah.
But they had to change the ending of Duke surviving because the death of Optimus Prime just fucked up so many kids.
Well, that's kind of where I was going.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I agree, and for reaffirming, but yeah, that's why at the end. I mean, spoiler alert: it's been like fucking 30 years if you haven't seen it. The battle's finally over, and there's just the voiceover, like Doc calls, "Duke's gonna be okay."
Yeah.
And they're like,
and everybody's cheering.
Yeah. You didn't really see Duke after that, though.
No, saying. You didn't. I know. Weird, right? He was probably at Centerfolds.
Yeah. I was fucking heartbroken when that happened. I was fucking on the road to therapy.
Smoking therapy.
Yeah, no. Fucking Duke was my dude.
All right, MZ. What's next?
Next this is an original. This is not an original, but an official masterpiece from Takara Tomy. And this is masterpiece of Decepticon.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Decepticon Dirge. Dirge was always my favorite of the Coneheads. Now why
We're from
Dirge?
France.
Why Dirge, Ramjet, and Thrust were created as Coneheads, while Starscream, Skywarp, and Thundercracker were just played off as regular Seekers, I have no idea. Maybe just to give them a little bit of a different look, because basically Starscream, Thundercracker, and Skywarp were all basically the same mold, just different colors with different names. Here, you got Dirge, Ramjet, and Thrust, which also pretty much have the same mold, but the difference is in the wings. And they figured, well, let's add the nose of their plane be on top of their heads. So that's how the Coneheads came around. And this was always my favorite Conehead. This was my very first Decepticon that I ever owned, was Dirge, and of a G1 capacity. And I love this piece. I mean, I'll tell you, this one I have not transformed yet. I'm going to attempt to tonight while we're still talking, and see how well I do with that. I should be able to get it okay. But the Seekers are really, really cool. I have two other Seekers at home. I got Sunstorm and Skywarp, and the fantastic. The F-16 fighter jets is what they are. And let me just take it out of the box and show everybody. Thank you. Now, as far as extras go on this thing, it's a little light. In fact, it's very light. Usually with extras, it's all about what they did during the show, or on that mentality. Dirge really didn't have much going for him. He was basically, along with the other Coneheads, nothing more than just comedy fodder. But also realized that Dirge, Ramjet, and Thrust died out in space in the movie.
Okay.
If you got to pay, I don't know how long ago you've seen the movie, but there's a part where, like I said, these guys were basically considered comedy fodder, but there you go.
Yeah, they're kind of the thugs and kind of just
they were
goofballs.
thugs, but they were looked at as jokes by Megatron. But in the movie, Ramjet, Thrust, and Dirge all died by Unicron. Unicron was attacking Cybertron, so those three get sent out by Shockwave, and they go out and battle Unicron, and they meet up with a very ugly end by having him by them crashing right into his mouth. Now they survived. Now apparently they survived for whatever reason. As far as I'm concerned, they died in the movie, but they went out like true warriors. I'll definitely say that.
Well, there was a fucking mugging in the first. You forget when Prime dies, when like Ironhide was killed off, and like it was fucking downright brutal. It was like we got
Brawn,
to the theater. Yeah.
Yeah, Brawn, Prowl, Ratchet, which is another masterpiece I got.
Yeah.
With these.
Worst G1 ever. Ratchet and Ironhide suck.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the great. I'll bring that next time, because there's a funny thing about that.
Oh yeah.
And but anyway, like I was saying, Dirge was always one of my favorite Coneheads. I don't know why. There's just something about him I just really, really dug. Mm-hmm. I think it might have something to do with the fact that his color scheme was so outlandish. A blue and brown plane. You just don't see that. You just don't.
What plane is this? What kind of type of plane?
As far as I'm concerned, it's an F-16 fighter jet, but it could be different because of the wing style.
Yeah.
But it's got great articulation. The only extras that this comes with is a pair of missiles, which can replicate the G1 aesthetic of their missiles of their null rays. So instead of having the typical cartoon accurate null rays that they have attached to their arms, you could go full G1 and throw these bad boys on, because they were just thick pieces of plastic. That's really all they were. And I'm gonna work on transforming this for the first time. I have yet to do it.
Ooh, just because I may never come up again, and I'm actually fascinated. Why was there the push to go into the future in the movie?
Well, they just decided to take it into the future. You know, it's there's really no rhyme or reason about it. I mean, I guess because they wanted to have
to make it bigger, bring more characters in, different designs.
Yeah. Because I think, to be perfectly honest with you, I think that's part of the reason why I'm not. I mean, I'm a big fan of seasons 3 and 4, and of course the movie. But what I found interesting about the Transformers was the fact that, you know, these things can transform into planes and cars and tanks and boats and all sorts of different things. You know. Things that we can associate ourselves with, things that we've seen, things that we know that exist. When it got to the movie and seasons 3 and 4, I feel that they started to run out of ideas. So I think what they did was that they took an idea where they would create a ship, you know, a spaceship. Some really wild-looking futuristic car.
Yeah.
To access the way the robot is going to look.
Yeah.
You know, because if you took just a bunch of parts and put it together, you could come up with something pretty wild. You know, and then you got to access that to make it look like a futuristic car. You know what I mean?
Right,
so
right.
you gotta like. You gotta make all these different types of cutting corners, I guess you could say. Where I guess the hood of the car is going to be this big because that's the size of his shoulders or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, that's where I feel that they started running out of ideas. But it worked. It worked, and it worked for them, and it worked well, very well. But you know, I mean, that's the way it is, you know. And like I said, there's like over 1,000 different characters, and Dirge has always been one of my favorites. I always dug this guy. And the thing is also the faceplate, the faces on these guys also are all different. Unlike the Skywarp, unlike Starscream and Thundercracker, which all had the same faces, just different colors. Dirge, Ramjet, and Thrust all had different faces, so you can tell who's who. You know.
Yeah. Cool.
So I'm gonna start transforming this guy. See how far I get.
All right.
We'll see.
All right, Raven Shadow, what you got?
Well, I do have a toy. I just don't have it with me. It was a gift I got a couple weeks ago. I brought it with me in case it came up. I think when Isaac was here, but we never had time for it. And it's my buddy Nate. Nate is a listener of the show.
Nate the Snake?
Nate the Snake. Big G.I. Joe mark. Probably someone that, at least that I know of, like rivals me for G.I. Joe knowledge. And he wants to do some G.I. Joe related content in the future. But Nate felt I needed this, and it's the Marvel Select Gambit Deluxe figure.
Ooh.
If you could maybe give me a hand bringing that up, Johnny.
What is it again? The Marvel
Select.
Select, okay.
I believe that's what it was, Gambit.
All right, let me look that up.
Yeah, it's a couple images. I haven't taken it out of the box yet because I gotta set it up someplace. But it's the Raging Cajun. He knows I'm a big Gambit mark. And it's kind of cool. He's got, you know, the classic look. Yep, that's the one.
That's the one? Okay.
And comes with multiple hands and various...
Ooh.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now, though, if you've seen modern action figures, they put way too many motherfucking hands in there as options. Like, sometimes I understand, like, you hold
Gets
something...
a little too handsy?
Yeah, a little too handsy. Russian hands and Roman fingers. You know what I mean? But there's like even
Hattori Handsy.
Yeah. That's a cool image of him holding his bow staff. But there's some various energy cards that he can throw and whatnot. So it's a pretty dope figure, and for no reason at all. Nate was just like, hey, I think Raven Shadow needs this, and turns out I do.
I think he's trying to bribe you.
Yeah, no.
What does he want?
I don't know.
What's he going for here? What angle is he pushing?
He brings a lot of booze over.
He wants to get you drunk.
I think so. Let's get bombed, play with toys.
Yeah.
And then you go to sleep.
A threesome with you and Gambit.
Yeah. Oh, sure. That'd be inappropriate. But,
that would be inappropriate.
That would be. I'd fucking draw the line, Johnny. Gambit's better than that. And his classic mask that doesn't cover his face. It's a horrible outfit, but I was a Gambit mark as a kid. It was kind of like, it's like Wolverine is the guy, right? Like he's like the Hulk Hogan of the X-Men, and then Gambit came in. It was like Ultimate Warrior, and I'm like, he's got a trench coat and he smokes.
He's cool, man.
He's cool, man. Yeah, I'm still waiting for that really great Gambit story, but he's definitely a character that I just wasn't.
Yeah, I've tried a couple Gambit stories, and I want to like the character a lot, but I've never read it. I haven't read as much as you have, but I just haven't found that.
Yeah, and he's had several ongoing series, and they've really been horrible. The most recent one was kind of cool. I think I might have double tapped it early on in the old flip phone days of Trick or Treat Radio. Yeah, where they kind of didn't have him dressed like a prick and kind of did more like Ocean's 11 type jobs. But yeah, so you're like, what's the definitive Gambit story? And once again, there are people who hate the character, but I was of the right age, and it was just that time of the X-Men. He probably was best portrayed in the animated series, quite frankly.
Yeah, you could be right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would say watch that.
Yeah.
And he was better in the actual X books, but overall, his solo stuff was pretty garbage. But I'm waiting.
Cool. Well, it's a nice figure, Raven Shadow.
Yeah. So big ups. Thank you, Nate.
Big up to Nate. Big ups to Nate. Small downs.
Small downs, Nate.
Evil Corny asks MZ, did MZ own any of the Transformer cities?
No, I didn't. No. At that time, the Transformer cities were just
expensive,
just too big and too expensive. Yeah, the Metroplexes, the Triptychons.
What was the other one?
Oh, you get tired when you eat that shit, right?
Omega Supreme was always my white whale.
Omega Supreme. Now that's interesting because they just came out with a masterpiece.
Really?
The Fans Toys came out with a masterpiece, Omega Supreme, and it's cartoon accurate to a T. It is amazing.
See, that's cool. I mean, I was an only child, so my parents loved me. And I had a lot of things, but yeah, I never had Ultraman. I had Ultraman, but not Omega Supreme. I thought it was the coolest shit ever. And also too with Transformers, I definitely preferred the cartoon look to them than some of the actual figures, the G1 figures.
Oh, yeah.
I still have my not Robotech, although kind of a Freudian Jetfire.
You still got that?
Yeah.
You still got a Jetfire?
Yeah.
A G1 Jetfire?
A G1 Jetfire.
You still got it?
Yeah.
A G1 Jetfire?
A G1 Jetfire.
You got it?
I got it. At my parents' house. I know where the box is.
You got the box for it too?
No, sorry. It's in. I know where the box that it's in. It's in. It doesn't have all its red pieces and stuff, but it's the actual...
Is it in good shape?
Last time I saw it.
We'll have to talk.
Oh, really?
Oh. Good love connection here.
That was my favorite figure because it not only did it look like the planes on Robotech, but it had the best articulation, right? I mean, that was the fucking best fucking figure. Yeah, I guess I got to go over there pretty soon, MZ.
Well, there you go.
Ooh. Could be a massive trade in the works.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. This is going to be a weird double tap because it's not something that you can really do unless you are in the area. So T-Dog and I went to, and I don't know if you guys have heard of this or if you know about it, but there is a castle in Gloucester, Massachusetts called the Hammond Castle. Have any of you guys heard of this?
Just now.
I think I have.
All right, so it was built in the 1920s, so it's not like this super, super old castle, but it was, so it's, fairly new in its construction, if you will,
Okay.
And
as opposed to Camelot.
yes, exactly, that's what I'm talking about. But the owner, I forget his first name, John Hammond, I believe. He had traveled all through Europe and had collected all these.
John Hammond from Jurassic Park?
No.
Jurassic Park.
And he had collected all these European artifacts, so actual medieval artifacts, and put them in his castle. So while his castle is fairly new construction in the grand scheme of castles, it has a lot of old stuff in it. So I'm going to just kind of cherry pick a few photos here that this is from T-Dog's Facebook. She took a bunch of photos. So let me find a couple good ones and I'll show them off here. And it's really cool. Like on the outside, it sits right on the water. So it's right on the waterfront of Gloucester looking out at the ocean. And so just going there is cool. But then I think it's $10. You pay $10 and you take it's basically a self-guided tour. You just walk around yourself. And one sec, I gotta.
Did he live in it?
Did he what?
Did he live in it?
Yeah, of course, yeah. And then it was just after he passed or whatever, they turned it to a museum because I think that's what he had actually asked. I think he wanted it to be turned into a museum or something.
Did he have? So is it like a living room, like where the TV was?
Well, I mean, they have TVs back then, but a radio.
Oh.
All right. Well, here's one photo of it here. This is just the outside. One of the photos of the outside. And I'm just gonna kind of go quick through some of these. I'm not gonna go through all of them, but let me find some others. But it's very cool. It's a very nice looking castle, very ornately designed. And here's another one here. We'll go with this one. And there's a great hall inside of it that is fucking gorgeous. It's huge, like cathedral style ceilings.
Nice.
And there's also this it was a swimming pool, but it's kind of it feels like a grotto in the middle of the building, and so it feels like you're outside. It's like a greenhouse, but it's covered with glass, and so it almost feels like you're outside, and a lot of rooms sort of sit next to it, so it always feels like you're looking out the window. So that part was pretty cool. So if any of you guys are within striking distance of Gloucester, this is one of those things I've lived here, basically my whole life and have never been, and so decided to just go, and it was definitely well worth it. So if any of you guys, and even for some of you guys coming out for a Rock and Shock, if you're gonna stick around for a couple days after, and this is something you may want to check out, I would recommend going to Salem, Massachusetts, which is basically 10 minutes away from Gloucester. So you can kind of do the double dip a little bit, go to Gloucester, go see Hammond Castle, and then you can also go to Salem, especially in October. Salem is fucking awesome.
Yeah, and also fucking crowded as fuck.
Yeah, parking like a motherfucker. You can park in Gloucester and walk to Salem.
Yeah.
And you'll have a better chance. I go to Salem all the time.
All right, here.
And to hell with trying to transform this thing. I'm too tired.
You're not doing it?
I've tried. It's. I got to read the instructions, but I don't feel like reading right now.
Well, all right. Here, I'll do one more. This is the Great Hall. It's not the best picture, but it gives you sort of an idea. This huge fucking. This is someone's house at one point in time. It's crazy.
That is nuts.
So.
It's the castle of Og.
Of Og?
Of Og.
What does that mean?
You don't watch Monty Python, do you?
I haven't in a long time. No?
Yeah. Well, maybe you should.
See, I'd have my fucking flat screen right in that room.
Yeah, put your flat screen.
I would. That'd be great. Like, order a pizza, please. Where's your house? The fucking castle.
The fucking castle.
Cross the moat in an hour or less, or it's free, asshole. I would have pictures of like fucking Spider-Man posters in that joint. I would have like Captain Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean in the great room. Goodfellas would be up. Escape from New York.
Joshua Libre says that looks like a legit castle. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's I don't know if any of you guys are into that sort of thing, but if you are in the area, I would definitely recommend. It's kind of a nice little hidden gem. So me and T-Dog had a real good time there, and Gloucester's actually a pretty nice little town.
Yeah, it's a fishing town.
Yeah, definitely.
The film Perfect Storm was based on a real life tragedy.
That is true in Gloucester. It looks like Gloucester, by the way, for people who don't know.
Yeah, it's north of Worcester.
Yeah. All right, well, that's going to do it for our double tap. And we got a couple voicemails, and then we'll wind things down. Let's hear from... Oh, shit, I'm still playing music. That's still shit. All right, let's turn that off. And let's start with... This is from our boy Arkham Josh.
Hey, Trick or Treat Radio guys, it's Josh from the Arkham Film Society here. I'm just getting set up at a outdoor screening I'm doing tonight for Ab Brown, but I wanted to call in and with my voicemail. Sorry, I got a bit busy last week and ended up missing out. Well, first off, before I get into the film, I know Mars, I believe if you're here, I believe your procedure recently happened. I really hope everything went well. I hope you're recovering fine. If you're not here, I hope you're getting rest. If you are here and can't speak yet, I hope you're at least enjoying the company. And if you are here and can speak, I'm very happy. But overall, I just hope everything went well. All right, so now on to the film. So, I was super excited when you guys chose 68 Kill. I actually reviewed this for Forces of Geek a while back when it played on Buff, and just revisited it last night for you guys, and this is a hell of a good film. This might be one of the best, as far as writing and directing goes, one of Trent Haaga's best films, if not his best. I know it was based on a book. I'm not familiar with the book, so I can't really comment on that. But the story's a lot of fun. The dialogue is funny. Like it's just a good enough, a good balance of the humor with the kind of in-your-face, almost offensive violence. And the cast is fantastic. Matthew Gray Gubler is great. And especially the trio of Annalyn McCord, Ashley Bowe, and Sarah Vaughn. They're all fantastic. They're all people that I'm glad to see doing more work as well, because all of them have done interesting stuff, and it's just great to see that people pop up in other things. So obviously, I thought this film was a treat. I think it's a very high recommend. Not to get too monically on here, but get up to talk to Johnny for a moment. So Johnny, I think there's some really interesting things that can be said about 68 Kill. I think somebody could probably do like a real thorough look at it and take away how it is kind of like grindhouse exploitation flipped for kind of like the kind of post-feminist kind of viewpoint. Being as well, we're used to seeing films where it is always a female character who is, being taken advantage of by overbearing men or by predatory men. And now in this film we have a guy who is constantly falling into the clutches of, overbearing and predatory women. So, for us too, we can get monocally here for a moment and, we can consider these themes and the deeper messages that Trent is trying to say. So, all right, guys, you can all join back in now, because I'm done with the monocle talk. But I hope you guys are all having a good one. I really wish I could have been there this week. I know the offer was extended, but I have this job today, so unfortunately I couldn't make it. But definitely sometime soon. I'm hoping by the end of the month I can get back up there and hang out with you guys.
Awesome.
And we can discuss something fun. All right? Okay. You all have a good one, and I hope to talk to you all soon, and I hope to see you guys all soon too. Bye-bye.
Awesome. I love a little monocle talk. And we were right there with you, Josh. We all talked about that.
Yeah.
So awesome. Glad you dug it, my friend. And I do remember seeing your review for Force is a Geek, and made me even more excited to see it. So, so very cool. Glad you could leave us your thoughts. And yeah, man, if you can make it up here sometime this month, that would be fucking sweet. So hopefully that happens. I know Josh is a busy dude, so we'll see what happens. All right, now we have voicemail from Nathan Cotton Coy Vance Duke.
Hey guys, this is Cody. Just wanted to drop a line real quick. Firstly, and most importantly, of course, Dynamo. Glad to hear you're doing well. Hope you continue to recover very, very nicely. Glad to hear things are up on that end. Nextly, the more I think about Kuso, not to like beat a dead horse, the more I kind of consider it sort of like a demo reel. I don't know. It's like, you obviously, I don't know, that was the movie last week, but it feels so much more like a guy kind of satisfying himself with like his, I don't know, just putting this like ideas that he's had in his head, or like images that he's had in his head, out into the world, and it just sort of functions as like a proof of sort of like raw ability more than a movie. It's weird for it to have gotten the attention that it gets, because it just, I don't know, it feels so unlike a movie and way more like a guy messing around. And as I think of it that way, I definitely soften on it a little more. And the lady saying, "Hey bitch, you want to get shot?" in the phone sex segment made me laugh harder than anything I've seen in a movie in a long time.
Rat fuck.
I love the 188 rat fuck segment. And last week there was some talk about MZ missing brain damage, that rare screening of brain damage.
Yep.
And Mars recalled incorrectly that he missed it. The reason he gave for missing it was, "'Cause I missed it." The reason he missed it was his girlfriend wanted to go to the mall.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Don't ask me why I remember that, but I'll never forget it.
Why do you have to remember shit like that?
But yeah, wanted to go to the mall. So there you are. Okay, guys, hope you're having a good show. Talk to you soon.
Nathan
Bye.
Cotton Cody.
Nathan Cotton Coy Vance Duke, thank you.
Yeah.
That's right. Girlfriend Zero wanted to go to the fucking mall.
Yeah.
You missed one of your favorite movies.
Nathan Cotton Coy Vance Duke. Tell Luke Duke to stop shoving his fingers up girls' asses, okay?
It's not really proven yet, is it?
He wasn't in court for looks.
Well, the Duke boys in a heap of trouble.
Oh, JD, you know them Duke boys were nowhere near that girl's ass last night.
It'd be great if Uncle Jesse was the...
was the judge? Or was his lawyer?
His lawyer.
Cecil asks, this is about 20 minutes ago. He says...
I'll bet it was Lulu Hogg.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It was Corny says, MZ, what was the name of the Decepticon city that turned to a Godzilla-type monster?
That was Triptychon.
And Cecil says they need an R-rated direct-to-video Gambit movie.
Yeah, I'd be down with that.
And Cecil asks, would you ever buy Cheetahs from Beast Wars, MZ?
Absolutely not. I disavow Beast Wars. It's just I just don't like it.
Yeah, it's stupid. What was it, Optimus Primal?
Yeah, Optimus Primal, and he's a monkey.
I thought it was a lion.
No, he's a monkey. They're Primal. He's a monkey. He's a goddamn monkey.
It's stupid.
What did he get his energon out of bananas or something? What the hell's he? What the hell's he turning into a monkey for? All right. Settle down over there.
Make that movie, Michael Bay.
Joshua Lieber says, yo, I might check that castle out when I go in October.
Bambaleo.
Sick house parties at the castle.
Yeah, man, we're getting
There you go.
They rent it out, actually. Maybe we'll have a private party.
Really?
Fucking toga party.
A toga party at the medieval castle.
Yeah, we're time travelers. We're time traveler togas.
What the fuck?
Romans had the togas, right?
Oh, you're such a fucking weirdo. All right, well, that is it for voicemail. I don't think we have any email. Let me check the Twitter.
Email.
Cecil says animals are relatable objects just like jets.
Yes, they are. But at least they look like jets. The problem with them looking like animals is the fact that they're too gappy.
Gappy?
No, there really is. I mean, you can't tell the difference. I mean, if you can't tell the difference between a Transformer cheetah and a regular cheetah, there's something wrong with you. But meanwhile, if you can't tell the difference between a Decepticon jet and a regular jet, there you go. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of Transformers to begin with, is to be in disguise.
Because they're more than meets the eye.
Robots
Exactly. I
in
mean,
disguise.
how can you look like a cheetah when you look like a damn robot cheetah? You know.
I think I know what you're saying. But yeah, they were. I mean, those came out. I was older. You know.
I just hated Beast Wars.
Yeah.
I didn't get back into the Transformers world. It's always been G1 for me. And then after that, it's been a long time where I didn't get back into it. And then Transformers Prime was a very good series. It lasted 2 or 3 seasons. Good show. Very good show.
Were you aware of the I think it was IDW or Devil's Due comic series in the early 2000s?
Yep.
That was great. I loved the during that whole 80s wave of resurgence. They brought back Joe, Thundercats, but they drew them like the animated versions.
Right.
And it looked like that.
It looked pretty good too.
Yeah, the art was great. I got a bunch, I think.
I got like 4 Transformers comics back at the house.
We got, let's see, someone commented on last week's video. Let me find that here.
Which video?
What video?
Sorry, the live feed on the
show.
broadcast from last week. So someone commented on it. Why is it not showing up now? The fuck? Yeah, the comments just disappeared for some reason. Let me oh, there they go. When I navigate away, they appear. Let me find them real quick. But I just want to read what. Oh, here we go. Okay. So someone named Brandon says, could you guys review Night of Something Strange sometime soon? And I had not heard of this, and it was not on the radar. So I looked it up, and I had thanked Brandon for the feedback and told him that, asked if it was available on VOD, and he replied and said, yes, it is currently on Amazon. And then said, I recently found your podcast last year and binge watched it until I got caught up. You are my number one favorite podcast, and I definitely look forward to Wednesday night. Being a huge horror fan and collector, I love and appreciate what you guys bring to the show Wednesday nights. You have great film knowledge and feedback and always make me laugh. Keep up the great work.
Yeah, thanks. You should get out more.
I think he probably was listening to another show, not us.
We're Trick or Treat Radio.
Trick or Treat Radio.
Yeah.
Trick or Treat Radio.
Yeah. Cult the muscles down the road.
He must have thought he'd been thinking of outside the cinema or something.
Brought to you by the Deathites. That's the thing. See, and not the UK ones. But thank you for your confusion and writing that on the wrong board. But thank you for that. Thank you, dude.
No, yeah, seriously though, Brandon, that's super nice of you, man. And I have added Night of Something Strange to the list. We do have some ones that we've already agreed to do up in the coming weeks. So I'm not sure when we'll fit it in, but it looks pretty interesting. Let me go ahead and I'll just mention it. I don't know if Brandon's just a fan of the movie, if he has something to do with it, but
directed by Brandon. That's good.
No, it's directed by Jonathan Strayton, and the synopsis is: teenage friends out for beach week get unexpectedly detoured to an isolated motel where a deadly STD virus now runs rampant, turning those infected into the living dead. That's a horror comedy.
That's a bad hotel.
When did that come out?
End of 2016. So it's been out for a few months.
Okay.
I'm down with that.
Pretty cool poster.
Yeah, I'm down.
So we'll definitely see if we can fit that in, Brandon, because this is something that I would have put on the radar, but for some reason it didn't appear for me on the sites that I frequent. So, but we'll put it on there and see if we can get to it. And if we don't get to it, we also have in December, we do the December Cram Jam. So any movies that we missed that have been getting some buzz, we usually try to catch up in December and do 2 movies a week. So, Raven Shadow, I know it's your least favorite time of the year.
You know what? I'm actually, for a lot of reasons. But no, I'm actually looking forward to that, man, because my list, my top 13.
Is it looking bleak?
It's looking fucking downright remote.
Is 2017 like Dynamo's 2016 for you?
I think I think it truly is. I don't even remember the last movie I truly liked.
Kuso.
Yes. Kuso is 1 through 5.
Yeah.
You know what? I might have to do an audible and do my top worst movies of the year.
No, you can't do that.
Well, I'll fucking.
Let me look. Hold on.
All right.
So we did. You didn't like Colossal?
No, it was fine.
Free Fire?
I don't remember it.
You don't remember Free Fire?
Honestly, I don't.
Jesus Christ. The fuck is wrong with you?
So many things.
That's Ben Wheatley, The Shootout.
Yeah.
Sharlto Copley was fucking hilarious.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Took place in the 70s.
Yes. Okay.
In Boston.
Yeah. Boston, yeah.
Boston.
With the accents.
Boston Harbor.
Yeah.
Patchwork.
Don't remember it.
Wow. With the fucking girls, the 3 girls.
Oh, okay, yeah, with the Herman's head. Yeah, okay.
The Belko Experiment.
Belko was fine. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Belko.
Are you actually going to go roll down the entire list?
Yeah, the whole thing.
No, you're not.
Get Out.
Why?
It's an important film.
Oh, yeah, it's fucking important.
Age of Shadows. That was fucking good.
Come on, let's close.
Korean movie. On the train. Double Cross.
I don't remember.
Oh my!
I don't remember.
Wow, we watched this like 2 months ago.
Train to Busan.
That was last year.
That was a fucking good fucking movie though.
It was.
We did Creepy. That was the Japanese movie everyone thought was a Korean movie, with the creepy neighbor.
I remember the joke.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
The weird one. Yeah.
I'm not
Maybe
going through them all.
Send me that list.
No, I'm not sending you the fucking list.
Why?
Go to trickortreatradio.com.
We have it there.
What? We have a website?
A YouTube show. What's Brandon talking about?
Cecil says, "Well, rewatch Free Fire." Yeah, rewatch it.
You're doing the fucking OTC next week. I ain't got fucking
And then
time.
Cecil says, "Raw was a blast."
What? Did fucking John Cena win? Nakamura's on SmackDown.
He's on SmackDown, yeah. All right, so I think we're going to wrap up. We'll finish just after 12. This is it's an early show, I think, because, we have one less person. No Dynamo here. So only 2 people to review the movie.
I fucking watched it. I could have fucking faked it, too. I had some good content there. I faked with less content before.
You faked it?
Yeah.
Does A New Hope know that?
Not with New Hope.
All right, dudes, let's fucking end this shit. So, MZ?
Arrivederci, douchebags.
Rave job.
Live fast, love hard, die with your mask on.
And does someone want to do Dynamo's bit, or you want me to do it?
You should do it.
All right, I'll do it. All right, so thank you, everyone, for tuning in and hanging out with us for episode 263. For everyone who sent us feedback, everyone who hung out in the chat room. We love you guys. You guys are the best. We appreciate it. And everyone that's going to listen to this on the podcast, on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Satchel Podcast Player, Google Play, all that good business. or if you guys listen to it directly from the site, whatever. We appreciate it. We appreciate you. We love you guys, and we appreciate that you're here and you like us. You really like us. So as Dynamo would say, remember, children, wherever you go, there you are. All right, we will see you next week for episode 264, Wednesday Night Wars.